Oh shit, here we go again.
Low, man. Low,
You like contracts, right? You're a contract guy.
I read contracts instead of conventional pornography, yes.
Slippery little bastard! Making the mother of all omelets here, Jack. Can't spread over every egg.
And they're still fucking nerds.
Hey everybody, it's your boy Andrew Esquire, the Legal Mindset, American attorney living over here in Asia. In this Legal Mindset, we teach you to be your own judge. We got a great one today, Destiny versus Lawtube. We're doing a full review of Destiny in his attack on Lawtube, specifically myself and Sean Martin, aka Potentially Criminal. And we're going to have fun doing that today. We've got some, we've got another video that I'll throw in there, but really just responding to that. And of course, we are early today, so smash that like button. I threw up the goal there for early mindset. You know, if you like early mindset, maybe you'll see more of it. Maybe we can make this happen a little bit more often. Early. I like early. But maybe I am early because I got brought in by the power of Lolly. Because we are joined today. Maybe she's backstage, maybe she's not. We're joined today by Ava. Thank you for joining me, Ava, the only legal lolly out there on the internet, aka
I'm not sure. I'm really nervous, guys. I don't remember anything from school.
Oh, really? Then you're completely useless according to Destiny. But thanks for joining, Ava. Appreciate you coming in. And I always have fun when we review stuff together, whether it's court cases or incompetent content creators. So it's good to have you here. Let's see here. Let me get some of these folks here. Fallen Hero 4567. Thank you for the super sticker. Vortex Cross for 10. Based in early. You know it, baby. I'm here for the Scuff for 10 legal mindset memberships, baby. Yes. And then Doug Diaz coming for another 5. Thank you so much. Appreciate that very, very much.
Woof.
Thank you for that, Doug Diaz. Appreciate it. Very based. Thanks for the support, guys, helping me do this day to day. And then JP Ravenfire coming up for another 5. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the dono. And thank you for being my mod. I'll play another clip here. This is a good one.
Excuse me, sir. What is your ethnicity? I am interested in calling you a slur.
Appreciate you, JP. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Grandmaster Pie for 10 says, does Potentially Criminal know the legend of the long man? Also, does exposing him to it count as a sin, or is it mega based? The long man will always be.
Not a sin. I cannot absolve you. Mega based.
No idea what long man was when you had it in place for a while. And here's the problem with it. When I started doing reacting content, everyone said, I need to react to the long commercial series. I'm like, fucking commercial series? What the fuck?
Yes.
And I did. And it's horrified.
NTR. You are introduced to the NTR, and it's a surprising NTR. It's not the NTR you would think it is. It's the sneaky NTR. It is great. It is absolutely great.
What the absolute hell happened? Not at all. Not at all. It had a really good story too. Still a better love story than Twilight.
Also, a lot of people are asking me for there's a couple VTuber things going on. Just be quick. I know there's like crazy stuff going on with Globy, and there's other stuff going on with like the V Reverie successor. That'll be another stream. Don't worry. I know a lot of people have been sending me that, shooting that over to me. So I'm trying to keep my streams generally to like one general topic. So this is Destiny. I'm going to have another one. Obviously, I do nuisance streamer content. So Johnny Somali, the nuisance streamers in Japan, that's a separate stream kind of topic. And then obviously VTubing, I will continue to keep updated, and there's some crazy stuff going on in that. So I'll get to that in a separate stream, maybe tomorrow if I can get to it. But thank you guys for sending me stories. As always, you can send me stories to andrewesquirelive@gmail.com, or you can shoot me over on X, Discord if you have me there, and just let me know stories. Even people will shoot me on Instagram stories. So anywhere you can contact me, you can get me those stories. I will look into it. I can't always cover everything, but I do my best to cover what I can when I can. So thank you guys so much. And yes, I saw in the chat, people call me the Weeb Lawyer. Yes, I'm officially the Weeb Lawyer, and I own that all day, every day. JP gifted another 5 and said, my
Have
ethnicity.
You seen, now, I don't know if you remember seeing this because we were doing a lot then, but what's his name? PPP, I think their name is. They actually reviewed our update on Mercada during the Sarah Boone trial, and they called us Anime Law Special Weeb Unit, and it was fucking amazing. I love the name.
Anime Law Special Weeb Unit. I fucking love that. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's great. It's fucking great. Let's see. Shadow Image said all caps is spam mods. Okay, then that means this message is legal since you said all caps, not mostly okay, Shadow Imagery, play nice with the mods, play nice. I love you though, bro, appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Zoro Zephyr for 12 says long intro. We're still early, even with the intro I started on before, so we're super early today. Devil's Advocate says today's lol suit lesson, Destiny sucks, literally. I have a good chart for that. But JP also had my mod had a $10 super chat, said my ethnicity, I'm a mutt, so it's complicated. Also, hello to both streamers. Double mod collab. Yeah. Love it. Let's see here. I want to play this other clip for
Your
you.
weaknesses don't define you. But you know what does? The dictionary. Under the word bitch.
I love the clips that you guys send me. They're so good. Appreciate it. Spider Bro says, what's up? Based Weeb Mindset. Hey, Ava. So get some big love for Ava in the chat. Ease for Ava in the chat. I want to see you guys spam ease for Ava. She's really kind to come on. Even with her like 30 to 50 second lag, she manages to have super insightful comments, which I always appreciate. Lewis Callie for 5 says NTR.
I love how the lag time keeps increasing. Like it's 7 to 10 seconds. Okay.
It's like 30 to 50, but I still love you, Ava. It's all good. It's all good. Lewis Callie says NTR with a twist, the M. Night Shyamalan of TV commercials if you make good stuff. And Ivanson Nightfall member dropped in an E as a member chat. Big love for Ava. Big love for the elf. We've actually got an elf girl emoji. I just gotta, you know what I'll do? I have to edit it, and I'll have it edited so it looks like Ava, or maybe I'll just Ava. If you send me like a little ping, like a little image, I can replace the elf girl with you. So
actually, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send you a little PNG. Yeah, I have one that's literally just my face smirking.
Yes, smug elf. Yes, that will definitely be good. So I will just sub in the lolly, and we'll be good to go. All right, so I think we're good to go. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go over a video that was put out a little while ago, a couple days ago, by Destiny. Now, I know that I think Sean has reacted to it. I think he reacted to it with Stitch and Adam. I hadn't had a chance to react to it. I was going to bring Sean on to react to it, but he already has commented on it, and he kind of wants to see where it's going to develop first, which is very fair. So him and I will collaborate in the future when it comes to responding to this and looking at this case. At this point, as far as I know, we don't even have an appearance by Destiny's lawyer. So it doesn't even appear from what we know that he is represented at this point at all. So we will go into that.
I know I shouldn't, but I really hope he goes pro se. I know every fiber of my being says he shouldn't, but I really want him to.
It would be fantastic if he goes pro se. Fantastic. Chuck in Tennessee said, thanks for what you do. No, thank you. Listen, guys, my job, what I like to do here is to educate and entertain, to have fun, to have some, to have some entertainment and humor. And also, for you guys to learn something. I never claim to be infallible or make zero mistakes, despite what Destiny is going to claim in here that we all do in Lawtube. And I'm not a person who is a specialist in everything in the law, but a general legal education and also having a general background covering many types of law, particularly as corporate counsel, where I got to see an overview of many different types of law, many different types of litigation that were undergoing by the companies that I was representing. It does give me a background in the basics, in the underlying basics of many different areas of law, which is far more than can be said for the knowledge of streamers like Destiny, or even worse, his low IQ followers, which have brought up absolutely horrible points or really just done ad hominem attacks, which is pretty crazy. But I'm glad you guys are here and appreciate y'all. Thank you very much. Michael Muddragon, as a new member, welcome. Artemis 199 says it's 3 to 5
Remember
business.
too, Destiny's already broken rule 1 of any lawsuit. Don't fucking talk about your lawsuit.
Exactly. He's broken the Niji rule. He's broken the Niji rule, which is, I'll pull up the graphic here, guys, because I've got it pulled up. I've got this thing handy, my PowerPoint, which I've added a slide to today, but he's broken the Niji rule. Artemis for 199 says it's 3 to 5 business days lag. She'll respond now. That's Ava. Irham Amin says hello again, Elf Sean, for 2,000 Indonesian rupiah. Thank you very much. Yeah, Elf Sean. That's actually a compliment to call you Elf Sean.
Okay, look, I'm gonna address this now. There's been a rumor going around that I'm actually Sean, but listen. Sean with a voice changer. Way better of any kind of attorney than I could ever be. So is Andrew. I'm a Zoomer lawyer. I'm a baby lawyer.
Yeah, no, you're definitely a very competent. You're definitely very competent in your knowledge base, and you know certain areas of law that I don't know, and you have experience in certain areas of law that I don't. Right? We all have different experiences, and different things we specialized in. So certain things, and particularly law in California, which I'm very. The only law I know in California really well is regulatory law. I know a lot of property regulation, corporate regulation, particularly as
you should not thank me for that. You should say sorry on my behalf. It's not a good thing to know California law. California law is just not good.
It is just bad. It is just bad. I will say, sorry, my locals just sent me something kind of funny, so I've got to share it here on the other screen here. But somebody in locals is already cooking here. They're already cooking, and they've already got the image up here. Andrew with the smug lolly. Very, very good. Appreciate that. Appreciate the local squad over there. Very degenerate, but I still love you guys.
Okay, do you know where that came from? That's a sticker in my freaking Discord server. Do you know why that is?
Why is that a sticker?
Because one of them decided to make the most unholy, cursed image of my eyes and smirk mouth over that junkyard guy from Iron Giant holding up the mug. And so they decided to replace you with that junkyard guy.
Oh, got it. Okay, that's pretty good, though. That's pretty good. Not going to lie. I'm not gonna lie. That's quality content. It's quality content. Okay. Oh, got Devil's Advocate here says knowledge of California law is shameful, sinful. When it's California law.
No. Wait.
We are all sinners when it comes to California law. Rate of storms.
Look, there are two things. Like, one, Sunshine Laws provides a lot of Florida man stuff, but being in California, I can't tell you how many times a California man is way more disturbing than a Florida law man. For instance, the guy who was just got 4 years for being a prolific swatter, he was in Lancaster, California. He only got 4 years for playing out. He was facing 500. Only in California could you get that much of a play.
What? Only in Cali. Only in Cali. Let's see here. Rate of storms for 50 Swedish krona says, amazing it took this long for Destiny to get in actual legal trouble for the bullshit he pulls, to be honest. Look, I'm examining this legal issue. A lot of times with people, especially with people on the internet, I don't have time to necessarily always log their entire life, even with people that I've gone very deep on in terms of coverage, like Johnny Somali, for example. Do I know every detail of Ramzi Khalid Ismail's life? No, I do not. Right. However, I know a lot about his recent activities, right? And the activities that led him up into jail. So that said, there's a lot of stuff about Destiny that I see or it comes by as I go. And I tend not to talk about that or touch on that because it necessarily isn't relevant to the case. It might be personality-based stuff, which if it's not his current personality and how he's acting, then it's really not relevant as much to the case. But from what I understand, a lot of this stuff has been around for a while and he could have got in trouble for it earlier. I think that's fair to say, right? This is coming up now, but this could have happened a year ago, potentially, and there could have been issues then too. So I guess it was a matter of time before this happened. Let's see here. Isaac Baruch's wholesome gobbledygook art
This
says,
could have
Ava,
happened as far back as 2022, actually. That's when the instance had happened. And he had admitted it, that he had disseminated the images.
correct. And I'll talk about the 2022 because after we go through this video, somebody, I think it was a tomfoolery message. It was tomfoolery, I believe. And on his by email, we talked, and he brought up a good point about ex post facto law and the timing and enactment of 15 USC, the federal claim. And there is perhaps an argument that that when these things happened, it wasn't in effect, or there's going to need to be some proof on the side of Pixie about the timing, because this law went into effect on October 1st of 2022. So they're going to need to show, okay, there's damages on October 4th. Now that is what they claim. They do claim that the damages accrued on October 4th, which would be fine. But what I point out.
Okay. That timeline's going to be interesting then, because it was November 29th, 2022 that Pixie alleges that Destiny admitted to her in private messages that he had leaked the messages.
Correct.
So that's still a month after the actual law took place. So if she provides those logs, that might be something. But okay, that would make sense as to why they waited so long.
And that's an example of a good argument, right? Something that somebody brought up to me. And once again, this person, they reached out to me and they said, hey, I'm not like a Destiny pro or con. I'm just a person who was pointing out these things. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. And it's kind of funny that no Destiny simp, or Destiny himself, as he thinks he's a lawyer, was actually going in to make those arguments, which I would say, hey, look, that's a reasonable argument. If you have proof that all of this happened before the enactment of the law, that's a good defense. That's a good thing. Now, mind you, that wouldn't get him out of the lawsuit because he's got 3 more claims against him, right? He's got the Florida sexual cyber harassment, he's got IED, and he's got public disclosure of private facts. Yes, that if it's true, that might get him out of 1 of 4 causes of action, but it doesn't nullify the entire complaint.
Yeah,
so
I think there were 4 total causes of
There's
action,
4.
and you only need 1 to get into court.
Yeah, there's 4. Let me show you real quick here, just so you guys refresh your memory. Once again, we're fact-based over here, not feeling-based. So here's 15 USC 6851. So this is the one they claim was violated on October 4th. And then obviously, like you said, in November, there was the admission. Then you have the count 2, the Florida statute 784.049, sexual cyber harassment. Then you have IIED, which is intentional infliction of emotional distress, number 3. And then number 4, you have invasion of privacy, which is public disclosure of private facts.
Yeah,
So-
and shameless plug, but I did do a strict reading of this lawsuit, and I did it in about 25 minutes.
Nice. Very nice. That's impressive, actually. So yeah, this is so yeah, go check out Ava's strict reading of this. She's a great creator and does good stuff. So these are the 4 that we have here. Now, mind you, in this case, Destiny has to defeat all 4 of these. And obviously, Pixie has the burden of proof to prove all 4 of these. But, people are trying to boil this down to, as if it's one count or one claim or one charge. And that's not what we have here. That's just a disingenuous, understanding of what the complaint is. And it's something that shows that they're not actually executing legal prowess or competence when they're looking at these facts.
People need to understand, too, all 4 of these causes of actions have a different level of intent that needs to be met. I think one of them doesn't even have intent associated with it.
No, one of them has no intent at all. Exactly. The public disclosure of private facts has 0 intent involved. So you don't literally, whether or not you intended to hurt someone does not matter at all. I actually have that pulled up right here. Let me put that. I had this PowerPoint right here. Let me show this. And by the way, I see those big super chats and those memberships. I will get to those in 1 second, but I just want to show you guys the lolly is right here. As always, the lolly is usually right. Intent is not required for the 4th cause of action. There's no intent required. And then for IED, the act just has to be reckless or intentional, right? And even if you think it's not intentional, the act of releasing it being reckless, that's pretty true. And then 784, that does have a high level of intent, and there is a chance this gets knocked out. I admitted to that. I said, look, there has to be intent to cause substantial emotional distress. That's arguable by Destiny.
I think I mentioned 2. I think of the 4, I thought number 2 was the most one, but then you brought up number 4, and I didn't realize. But yeah, number 4 is the easiest. For Pixie to get through, the hardest
for Destiny to defeat. Yeah. And then number 1 is just that he intentionally disclosed the image without consent. So he's fucked on that one. So number 1 and number 4, he's pretty screwed on. Number 2, he might be able to fight. Number 3, I would put a coin flip on that one as well. So, once again, the 4 complaints, 4 causes of action, you have to address them all individually. You can't just take them piecemeal. By the way, we're about to hit this goal. We're 2 away from hitting the goal of early and hetero mindset. I promise to start my next stream early. If in addition to this stream, which was early, if we hit that goal. Otherwise, it's going to be late man again. I don't know. Rigo for 10 says, can we finally ball out again? What did I miss? I'm just starting out here, just getting prepped with the lolly. So thank you. Also, a giant super chat from Bass Player 2011 IFY. Says in the YouTube justice system, VTuber-based crimes are. Oh, hold on. I read this in the in the YouTube justice system. VTuber-based crimes are considered especially heinous. The dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious felonies are part of an elite squad known as the Special Weeb Unit. These are their stories. Dun dun. How did I do, guys? How did I do? Are you all right? Are you all right? Is that a good reading there? I used to have that sound, but I think it got claimed. When I played that sound, it literally got copyright claimed, which was the stupidest thing ever. For a 2-second sound to get copyright claimed, it was insane. But you get dun dun. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Awesome one, Bass Player. Special Weeb Unit. I love it. I fucking love it. I own that every day. I love when people try to shame me by that. They try to shame me for being a weeb, which is weird in 2025. You got Hassan going on Trash Taste and you're trying to shame me. Like, good luck with that, buddy. Not gonna happen. Rigo coming up with 20 legal mindset memberships. Thank you, Rigo. Who then goes and says, yeah, you're early and hetero this time. Turns out I was late and gay this time. I know. It happens. Sometimes you reverse roles, like Destiny with his friend, Nick F. You never answered this question, Ava. I'll give you some time here. What is your favorite World War II
I'm sure
plane
Hank and
tank?
Johnny Somali know a lot about role reversal.
That is...
What's my favorite World War II plated tank? Oh my god, look. That is a loaded question.
What the fuck?
World War II plane would have to be the Enola
I see what you
Gay.
did there.
The reason why is because my great uncle was Colonel Paul Tibbets. So the Flying Fortress. Tank, probably the nice agile M4.
Okay, all right. So Ava is living the real life. Fuck you, whale and dolphin. If you guys get the South Park reference there. Michael Middleton says Cali law that better than ridiculous retard Canada law. Well, oh no, Canada law. Canada law.
Yeah, right. Explain this to me like I'm retarded.
That won't be that hard.
Canada.
Go ahead, Ava.
Basil.
Canada law is pretty ridiculous. It's moose law. Michael
I muted myself because you pretty much did exactly the clip that I wanted.
Yeah. Michael Muddragon for 10 says shower thoughts, golden rule in legal matters. Every day is SDFU Friday. You're damn right it is. You're damn right it is. Also, thank you guys. We hit the goal. Thank you for hitting the goal. Big ups on that. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, that's what I like to see. Oh yeah.
Love it when we hit the goal. Thank you guys. Appreciate your big support today. Zippity's app for 10 says, not sure if you've seen the Pokemon
By
Direct.
the way, you know what's funny? My manager with Lucky Ian sent me a Pipkin Pippa plushie.
That's funny.
And it's funny because my cat stole it. Literally, like it's a thing half the size of him. He didn't give a shit. He stole it.
It's like the honey badger. I mean, once you get that Pippa, you can't get enough. What can I say? Zippy's app said, not sure if you've seen Pokemon Direct, but excited for the new game. I have not seen it. I'll check it out. Andrew and Elfpire, did you grow up playing Pokemon? The starter choices for the game are 2 Gen 2 and Gen 5 mods. I grew up definitely playing Pokemon. I got for Christmas a Game Boy so I could play Red.
But my first system I ever got was the Game Boy Advance SP.
Nice. I grew up getting I had the black and white Game Boy, right? And then I think I upgraded to the color. But I remember getting Pokemon and my dad was like, you better fucking play the shit out of this. Because that was back in the day when you got a video game, your parents wanted you to play it a lot so they didn't have to pay for more stuff. So I was like, I promise you, I will be playing the crap out of this. And I did. I spent, hours looking
Not
for
only
Mew.
that, but that was in the beginning of when video games became the babysitter of America.
Mm-hmm. You're damn right. I played the crap out of all the Pokemon games. I played tons of games when I was younger. Pretty much big PlayStation. My first system was Sega Genesis. So I had to play Sonic without saving. That was fun. And then my mom would turn off the machine because she wanted to save power. Crazy days. Rachel Harris, as a new member, welcome. Fellow Marksman 117B from 199 says, fellow LA resident, the laws are Clown World Plus. You're damn right. Rayobi said, Cali laws is like wrestling. They always retcon. Thank you for the 279. Ryan Crowley says, I don't know what this shower is going towards.
One thing about California law,
part.
and this exists in all kinds of states, but in Riverside County, California, ducks have the right of way, and if you do not give them the right of way, you can face a substantial fine. I mean, substantial.
I believe this. I do indeed believe this. Let's see here. Rayobi says, does apple cider vinegar help the cause? Mr. Legal Mindset. No, it definitely does. It helps us get to the goal because this was a yellow goal. So thank you. We definitely got it there with a little bit of your apple cider vinegar. Thank you. And Silbury for 2 says, wood airplanes, best airplane. Fate electrician. A fat electrician. Nice. Thank you, Silbury. And Twilight Edge 1987 says, if Destiny is looking for sympathy in this case, he can find it between shit and syphilis in the dictionary. You're talking about, spelling of sympathy, of course, right? Grandmaster Pie for 5 says, Cat stole your VTuber plushie. Sounds like a case
Destiny
for a special read
is
unit.
floundering. He can't help but talk about things, and honestly, I guarantee you, if he had a lawyer, their one thing would be, what the fuck are you doing? Get off of stream.
Exactly. And real quick, Mike Middleton for 279, and I'll say this in the Ethan Ralph voice because this is the Ethan Ralph moment here. But Nick Ricada said I could share the pictures. Nick Rekieta, the big lawyer, Nick Rekieta said I could share the pictures. And I guess I'll have to share this picture with you guys since I was going to share it later. But
I will
since you
say
brought up,
I love his southern country lawyer. Now I'm just a simple country lawyer.
I'm just a simple country lawyer. I will bring this up since I was going to bring it up later, but I made this nice picture here to describe the current state of the Destiny situation. And since you brought up Ethan Ralph inadvertently, I kind of take the Destiny situation as a combination of, the challenging of the court and bullheadedness of Ethan Ralph, possibly paired with his parenting skills, the lack of self-awareness and the ability to take blame of Nick
Oh my
Rekieta.
god. It's the lefty streamer apocalypse when all 4 horsemen, Sarah Boone, Nicholas Rekieta, the other 2, I have no idea who they are.
DSP,
because I'm
this is
assuming.
DSP.
But they
the
formed
gooning of
to
DSP.
form this guy. I'm not even
Yeah.
going to say his name. Just look at his face.
Yeah. The gooning of DSP, because that's clearly the gooning element here, right? The legal strategy and competence of Elaine Bredehoff and Amber Heard at trial, right? And I think, in Nick, the lack of self-awareness and ability to take blame, and also maybe some substance issues, because I mean, whatever Steven is taking is clearly pretty strong, and you can see the effects on stream. I really never watched Destiny, but the first time I watched him, I'm like, whatever the fuck he's on is strong. I don't know.
As someone who's diagnosed with ADHD, he is heavily medicated.
Yeah. Let's see here. Bobby Albie, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Rolando Feliciano says my favorite lawyer and elf waifu are what did the destroyer of Twitch plays Pokemon do this time? Yeah, we're going in. Devil's Advocate for 2 says DSP, Nick, Hurd, Gunt combined are captain. I won't say the last part. FGT. We'll say that. All right. Let's get this going here with the review. So we're going to watch this. I have reviewed this first part. So there's a part in which Destiny shit talks me, and I've already commented on that. So I'm really not going to comment too much, although I will add some commentary that I think Sean brought up and others brought up about the first part. But the last part, mainly the last 23 minutes, I have not reviewed. So we're going to get into that. If Ava says something, I'll pause and let her speak, but we're going to go through this here today.
Which I'm kind of used to, I guess, dealing with myself. Although it's more annoying being like out of the drama circles, but still getting dragged back into it because of vulture communities and shit. There's no real way to like counter this. So I just have to make people aware of it, to call it out. And because it triggers the other side when I bring it up, although I'll insist that it doesn't, but that's part of their narrative. One of the kind of annoying, one of the annoying realities, I guess, that exists right now is that I don't know how many people are aware about it. I usually try not to talk about this website because the people here are unwell. But there's a website called Kiwi Farms.
So one other thing that Destiny has in common with Nick Rekieta, this is another big commonality, is Nick Rekieta and Destiny both read their Kiwi threads threads daily. So both of them do this. It's very regular. It's clear. In fact, he makes it very express that he checks it pretty much every day, every minute, something that Nick did as well. It drove them both insane. And in fact, at one point, Destiny was posting in his own thread. So at one point, he felt warm and fuzzy enough to actually post in his own thread. So to try to it's very interesting with Kiwi Farms, where now he's trying to attack them and go against them, but he was trying to get on their good side. He was trying to post in the thread. He was trying to engage in it. And now, because they don't love him and they don't worship the ground he walks on,
Kiwi Farms
he no
kind of
longer
has like a CoffeeZilla thing, where if you don't have a subject being negatively talked about regarding you, people are going to love you. Oh, Kiwi Farms does great work. They do great investigative work. Oh my God. So, Kiwi Farms, after my recent controversy, they're misinformed. They're bad actors. It always happens. The same exact thing. It's Kiwi Farms is your greatest ally as long as they're not talking about you.
And someone brought it up in the chat. Yeah, during Rodimus Prime brought it up that he streamed with Josh Moon and he was glazing like Kiwi Farms and Josh Moon and all that when the Keffel stuff went down, right? So it's when you have something you want to fight they're your best buddy, but as soon as they say anything bad about you, you hate them now. It's a weird sort of thing. It's a weird sort of thing with them. It's very classic. Crumpus for €5 says, first one apparently didn't go through. Can I get an ear wiggle? Ava? There you go. For the people. For the people. We know what the people like. We know what the people like. Thank you for that, though, Crumpus. Appreciate it. All right, let's continue.
That generally is supposed to just be like we talk about or obsess over people that we deem worthy of obsession. Generally, they're not supposed to interfere too much with them. That used to be the old rules, but for my life, I guess, Kiwi Farms has decided that they're like a full activist. Like, we're going to do every possible thing that we can to fuck with this person and all the people around him, because that's just what they do. Or at least in my thread, that's what they do. So ordinarily, it doesn't matter that much. These are obviously unwell people, probably most of them living on like disability or something, stuck in their homes, don't really have anything to do besides watching streams all day. But the frustrating thing, clip chimped? No. Kiwi Farms is not clip chimp. They have whole worlds of theories of like stuff that they will write. Like,
and but what streams all day? Well, you apparently have nothing better to do than stream all day. I think I see a common problem.
Right. And beyond that, you know, because look, streaming does become your job at a certain point, right? He's a streamer. He doesn't have a secondary job. He doesn't do anything else. But beyond that, he's clearly reading it. He's able to talk about it with such fluency and knowledge that he clearly knows what it is. He's able to explain it. So try to pretend that he's not checking it is kind of coping, right? It's cope.
Opine on somebody like pages and pages of theories of like psychoanalysis and everything. It's, just imagine what like Zoe does and just feels Discord times like a million people all on a thread, except also like half the people are the same person on different accounts talking to themselves because they like to do that, I guess. But the
look, that said, psychoanalysis is one thing, but you know, when you get enough people that are looking at something, somebody's going to have a good
we don't
take.
need your schizo arc. I remember seeing that video, but he just claimed half the people posting on that website are the same person on different accounts. Let's be real. That's an Amber Heard style claim. It has no basis in fact.
Yeah, and Amber Heard said exactly that. Amber Heard said that everybody opposing her was a bot. That was her argument. That Taylor Lorenz, her ally, made was that everybody who was anti-Amber Heard was a bot. So literally, if you didn't like Amber Heard, you're just a bot. You're a Johnny bot created by his PR.
They're all bots ran by 300 million alpacas.
Yeah, and all stung by bees. All right, let's continue.
The annoying thing is that every other community, I guess, has decided that they're going to now just do like straight readings from or straight borrowing of content from Kiwi Farms. So like, for instance, that Ryan Beard video was basically just him reading through my Kiwi Farms thread, even though in other worlds, these people will be like, oh, they make trans people kill themselves. Blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of and
once again, I don't do that sort of content where I'm just like reading through threads and stuff like that. Although I will say
I'm going to promise you personally, I will never read through Kiwi Farms. I will read your actual court submitted documents though.
Well, and that's the thing, Ava. So I think Kiwi Farms can be very useful for the court documents because sometimes they get them first. Josh and his lawyers sometimes get them first, particularly in the case of Nick Ricada. They did a really good job of posting them there first. So,
actually, not gonna lie, I got Destiny's lawsuit through their I got the court link to the court listener for Destiny's lawsuit through Kiwi Farms. So yes, absolutely. I think it was for Nicholas Ricada's docket as well.
Right. And once they post it, you can get the court number, you can get the case number, you can find it yourself. Right. So if that's the way you use it, which is generally how if someone sends me a link and there's a court document, frankly, I don't give a fuck whether it's, what website it is. As long as it's verifiable, I can go to the court, look it up. I can say, okay, that matches up. This is legitimate. This is not made up. This is not AstroTurf. This is real. Right. It's okay. So what's the point if that information is objectively true? Right. They've posted good information and that's there. And that's what I look for when I'm looking at Kiwi Farms. And then also sometimes they'll have a clip. Like, for example, I've got a little clip later that I got from Kiwi Farms, which is a real clip. They just posted it, right? It's available elsewhere, but they posted it. So go ahead, Ava. Just something to say. Give her a second. 50 seconds.
No, exactly. It's I would use it as a platform. I mean, I wouldn't just like post screenshots of the Kiwi farms, but like I can't. There's many times I've been sent links to the Kiwi farms and found good verified information there. So just use use Kiwi farms as the tool that it is. You know, tools can be used for bad and good, but that's what Kiwi farms is to me. It's a tool.
Yeah, right. And that's essentially how I view it. Right. Let's continue.
Irritating an odd world where there's basically like a militant activist anti-Destiny group that already exists on top of the frustrating world where, since I don't map on cleanly to any political ideology, all the little political groups don't really like me either, which is fine. I don't care.
I think that's such a self-aggrandizing thing. I don't fit in any bubble. I don't have a label. It's like, no, you definitely have a broader bubble of beliefs that you fall within. Like, so, there you go. Just because
you do have a label. It's called extreme left, to where you are willing to say that someone who died in a shooting deserved it because he simply attended a rally. I think that pretty plainly places you in the far left category. He might say, oh, I belong nowhere, but I know one type of person who loves Destiny.
Yeah. And, just because like Hassan doesn't like him doesn't mean he's not over there. I mean, even within, if you guys, anybody knows history, even within the Communist Party, if you look back at the USSR, there were factions that were literally killing each other, but they're all commies, right? They're all commies. They're just different branches, right? The Stalinists, the Trotskyists, right? The Makhinovists, there's all sorts of different branches and flavors.
Wasn't Lenin literally banned from Russia by Stalin? Like, they're not very efficient in terms of like internal conflict resolution.
You don't play well. And, look at Southeast Asia, right? You had the Khmer Rouge against Vietnam and the Vietnamese Communist Party, right? You've got all sorts of, China and Vietnam, right? You've got all sorts of fights between communists, right? So, you can say, okay, yeah, they're all communist or they're all left or they're all extreme left, right? And there can be differences between that. Just because you have a difference doesn't mean you're a special snowflake, right? That no label can be applied to ever accurately. Sparky's Tech Corner. Let them fight. There's so many let them fight lawsuits this year, Sparky. I'm loving it. The other one that apparently is going forward is Nala and Pearl, which is TradCon grift on TradCon grift, which I am absolutely going to love and eat popcorn and cover. It's going to be fantastic. That one is going to be great when they go to court. Bad News Badger says live but late. So 40 minutes behind. Thank you for the atonement by Super Chat. I do accept your indulgences. I'm like the middle-aged church here. Silbury for 5 says, core tenet, don't tell people you don't know about themselves. David Joff addresses me directly saying Asmongold's audience hero worships. I do not. Yeah. Teabag JT, member for 6 months, says the Mensheviks and Bolsheviks violently oppose each other. They're both still communists. Exactly. Potential criminal Sean says, I'm just a humble penny lawyer. You're very humble, Sean. You're very humble. Love you. Appreciate you. Look forward to having you on in the future. I know you've already reviewed this. I just wanted to go through it myself with a little lolly on the side,
But to have like Kiwi Farms to be like a doxing swatting central that all these other content creators, so all the commentary community people.
By the way, if you guys haven't watched Sean does great content. He covers a lot of stuff. He also does something that really like brings me back. It's super kino. Sean builds a lot of different models. I watched him the other day building a plane, which was really cool. I used to do that all the time when I was like younger, and it's very kino for me to watch that because it's like what I did like for forever. I built like the most of the battleships from Pearl Harbor. I built like a bunch of planes, like a Mustang, etc. So it's always cool to watch Sean. Great content, and he's a good guy. And he's been a really great person to talk to through a lot of these legal shenanigans, whether it's rickety rackets or talking about Destiny. So go watch his channel. Go like and subscribe if you haven't. Ryobi said real quick, somehow Niji lawyers are slightly...
I don't want to misspeak here, but Sean is a criminal defense attorney, right? Or was?
He is. He still is a criminal defense attorney. Now, Destiny does not understand the difference between criminal and civil, and he does make that mistake here, but we'll get into it.
That's worth its weight in gold.
Yep.
The lefties, all of everybody else has no problem and just to go on his server like borrowing from.
Okay, hold on. I got to correct this. I had friends I had friends. They just existed inside my PlayStation. I'm joking. I had nerdy friends when I was a kid as well. We did a bunch of nerdy shit. It was awesome.
Very, very, very fucking annoying. But I mean, like, all you can do is deal with it. But like, regardless of I'm not going to run through like this whole thread because people are fucking insane. But just as an example of what I'm talking about, right? So Tom tweeted out something that had to do with asking a critical question of the other side that's been attacking me recently. And like, just for asking that question, like people on Kiwi Farms are like, has this guy ever been doxxed?
See, why are they, see, this is the problem. He's pulling up his Kiwi Farms thread. Like, if you hate them, if they're so evil, why are you reading it? Why are you giving attention to it? It's very counterintuitive, very dumb. And then getting into this, and then talking about doxing people. I mean, once again, it's very bad. And
also,
and
look, and here's a big thing that I will say, this is a criticism of the Kiwi Farms, because this last week I had to deal with it. Like 3-4 people come up to me, post a link to the Kiwi Farms of their old address on the Kiwi Farms in congressional districts like Texas or California or Georgia, all of which have doxing criminal statutes in place. Please do not platform what is a felony.
Mm-hmm. That I agree with that for sure.
Doxed before? Genuine question. I know nothing about this guy. I know that he's Gisticle's lolcow, but I've always found him so boring. I've never seen any of his dramas. Like if you even say something polite about me, there are people on this thread who will, and they're open about it. They're like, this guy's near destiny, I'm going to dox this guy. And they'll go through, and these people are like, again, probably living on disability, so they can sit there and can consume like dozens of hours of content over a week, and they will try to piece together like every single thing in your life. Ordinarily, Kiwi Farms is Kiwi Farms. It is what it is. You can't really do anything about anti-fan communities like that.
So he's saying, it's funny, he's saying you can't do anything about it, but he's going to try to sue them. Also, his chat is kind of very some questionable stuff here, but yeah.
Although I do see that Joshua finally privated my revenge porn that's hosted on there. Thank you. I'm glad that enough people bringing attention to your site finally encourage you to do that. So good job. But it's also the reason why, like, you'll see a lot of moral outrage from people like that who will say, "Oh, this is the worst thing ever." Meanwhile, they're like, every other post is like, "Where is
the sorry?"
And maybe there isn't evidence to present it or whatever. But Pixie mentioned in their thing that one of the streams that Destiny had done, he said that the video was still up on the Kiwi Farms.
See, why would you do
cool,
that?
now it's private and you're congratulating that, but you were fucking advertising the video on the Kiwi Farms. You were telling people where to go.
Well, it's just, he's got once again, I think Steven, he thinks he's so smart, but he's got the IQ sometimes of a monkey. Because he doesn't realize just 101 in dealing with stuff online. If you talk about it, it's going to bring people's attention to it. It's going to Streisand affect it. If he's like, oh no, don't go to the Kiwi Farms to watch my nudes and me, giving a guy a BJ, right? Totally don't do that. What are people going to do instinctively? The second you say, don't press the button, they're going to press the fucking button. Like, that's basic knowledge. Even children know that. Right? It's common knowledge. Don't talk about it. If I don't want to deal with something or to address something, I don't talk about
videos. When somebody will start a video, please don't go after the people. Guess what? Your audience is probably going to go after that person you're making a expose video about. Like, it's like, come on. It's reverse psychology, whatever you want to talk about it, but it's what people are going to do when you tell them not to do something.
Right, exactly. And you see content creators do it with like brigading. Oh, I would hate if everybody went over there and disliked the video, or I would hate if you went over there and left a negative comment. I would never want you to do that. We all know what that is. Everybody literally knows what that is. Come on, let's be real. We're all adults here.
And I will say this too, because I've said it a couple times on different streams and stuff. If I find out any of my community brigades, those members are banned from my community. I have banned 3 people for going into other streams on one of my videos and attacking people. And I'm like, nope, I found out about it. I was given evidence. You're out.
And there's one thing to going over, and if you're in a chat and you want to raise legitimate questions and you're polite about it or whatever, and if you ask a legitimate question, you are allowed to have legitimate opinions and comments. But that said, no one should go over and consider it as part of a mass excuse me, a mass campaign to take somebody down. That's not cool, and that's never okay. Bob, welcome to the RPG. Very based of you. Sigrun Eternia, welcome. And for 10 says Destiny streams for a living, doesn't he? Doesn't he talk about his personal life? Isn't this something that would negate any of his avenues for legal recourse? Also, apologize to monkeys. Let's see. I think I've got
Please! I'm sorry! I didn't mean it! Wait.
Did not mean to insult Harambe. I know that clip is loud. I've been trying to turn it down. It's always very difficult.
I literally know where that's from. That is when Fillion had a chocolate pulled on her.
So, I listen. I do apologize to Harambe. Harambe is a saint. He belongs on Mount Rushmore. That said, it's, I don't know whether it negates all of his avenues, but putting your public life out there and exposing it can limit you. It can also weaken certain claims, like, for example, defamation. Destiny is going to pursue, at least he said he's going to pursue defamation against a bunch of other streamers, right? He's trying to pursue defamation against a number of people. That's going to obviously be a barrier for him as a public figure. So certainly that makes it difficult, not impossible. Look at Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. Both were public figures, and Johnny managed to recover on that, it's possible. It's just more difficult. So for some things, it does make it more difficult. Also, once again, the more you talk about your personal life, the more that kind of puts it out there and the more people are going to comment on it. So after he talks in very detail about his, interesting personal life, I think that makes it fair game. So if people on Kiwi Farms are talking about his personal life that he's talked about, well, he put that out there. He put that out there to the world. Ryobi for 279 says, you heard that, Niji Sisters?
You know, honestly, it reminds me of the Alyssa Mercante Smash JT situation. Alyssa Mercante cannot sue for defamation when Smash JT just republicizes what Melissa Mercante has already said.
Right. Yeah. In that case, by the way, to give a real quick recap, Alyssa Mercante pretty much she had a sex blog and talked about how she fucked people for her articles and whatever. And she was giving people all sorts of, she's doing all sorts of sexual things for her blog and for the purpose of blogging, which was monetized, which was for money.
There's one thing, she was asked a question, how did she get into the game industry? And she replied simply, I suck dick.
And she, and unironically, she was like, yeah, I suck dick. And I'm like, well, that's a strong statement. And now it's public. So if people quote you on that, you shouldn't be mad. You said that. You literally said that. So yeah, that's a crazy one. All right, let's continue.
It's that revenge porn ad that I want to fucking download and jerk off to.
Quotation is not defamation if the quote is from the person who is supposedly being defamed. Correct.
Let's continue.
Yeah, so it's just
real quick. Palmeria Media dropping 10 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much, Palmeria. Yes. Let's continue.
Is what it is. But yeah, somebody said this, like, there's a whole bunch of talking points. Again, I don't like to talk about this community too much because you give them attention, they thrive off of it. But there's a lot of talking points that like originate on there, and then you'll hear other people repeat it, and I instantly know, like, Gisticle gets a lot of info about me from Kiwi Farms, or Ryan Beard in his video has videos that are like watermarked by Kiwi Farms. So people just go there, they get all the information, and then through that, they're basically explicitly supporting like all of the doxing and swatting and everything that comes from Kiwi Farms. And then they go and they make mainstream videos about it. And then I'm like here, like if I call somebody, like fat, I'm getting like canceled by my own community for it. I don't know what to do about that. There's nothing really I can do about that.
I'm gonna have to call that out real quick because that is absolutely ridiculous. There are some insane videos that are published on YouTube.
Correct.
We're both YouTubers. We don't support every creator and every video that's published on YouTube. Same thing with Kiwi Farms. Just because I use that as a citation source does not mean I support everything Kiwi Farms does or platforms.
Well, I mean, the YouTube example is perfect, right? Destiny has political opinions. Destiny clearly disagrees with political opinions of many others on YouTube. He would disagree with most right-wingers. He disagrees with Hassan, right? He's also on Twitch, right? So it's like, oh, what was he? Is he still on Twitch? I forget whether he is or not. Whatever. That's irrelevant. He's a streamer. He's on platforms. He doesn't support every view on that platform. Nobody does. I don't, right? Support everybody's view on this platform. Nobody does. It's a ridiculous argument to say that if you post in a forum, you are endorsing the activities and opinions of everybody on that forum. That is insane. That is absolutely nuts. That's like saying, oh, you're a member of this country, and because you're Canadian, you support everything Justin Trudeau does. Well, that's not true, right? Like, you don't have to stand for what everybody does. You know, just because you're Canadian doesn't mean you have to love Justin Bieber. Although, you know, Bieber fever is a
kind of attempt to create guilt by association that created Section 230 in the first place.
Exactly. That's why Section 230 exists. Now, we can talk about reforming 230 and all that good stuff. That's a whole separate topic that kind of goes into Destiny versus Kiwi Farms if he has the balls to actually sue them, which I don't think he does. But that's a separate argument, and that is why 230 exists. Exactly. Rigo for 5 says, everyone with the gifts today. I guess we're going to see Destiny suffer. Suffer, Destiny, suffer. You know, he's going to see this, and just like Johnny Somali, he's going to be...
You are coping and seething. You just the simple country lord, but I would have to... Oh, no. Okay. You know, we're fixing this goddamn right now. I swear to God, you need to download the redone version.
Okay. I will download the redone version. I'm sorry, Ava. I'm sorry, Ava. I'm sorry. But what I'm not sorry about is Peter Sawala dropping 5 illegal mindset memberships. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you for that. I'm here for the scuff. So don't let this distract you from the fact that Pecora got you, scuff. Thank you. Captain Spire for 5 says, wasn't this what original Twitter accused the libs of TikTok of doing, posting public content to give it more exposure? Good to see you here.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing.
Thank you, Ava. Thank you. The redone one is very good. I like the redone one. It's very good, Ava. Did a good thing. Magma Fox. Yes, Ava. Let the anger flow. Oh, I got it. Yes, Ava.
Look, I cringe so hard I have a small aneurysm when I'm talk singing, because when that one was recorded, it was during the Sarah Boone trial. My dad was asleep and I was literally trying to be quiet. So I just, oh my God, my nose is bleeding right now from it.
Piotr Sawala, welcome as a new member. Welcome. Isaac Brooks, wholesome gobbledygook art says, imagine being mad at an autistic gossip forum. Seriously. And that just shows his own level of like autism and focusing in on that and getting mad at it. It's just an autistic cycle, right? Which, by the way, once again, I'm not saying that in a derogatory way. I'm just saying they're like, it's a negative feedback loop. It's really hilarious. Winston for 10 says, the sign is a subtle joke. It's called Sean Martin's Attorney at Law, LLC. Underneath, it says, formerly Andrew Esquires. This implies when Andrew owned the law office, it was called Andrew. Let's see. Andrew Wepido. Wait, no, sorry. Wepido. Oh no, maybe I'm reading that wrong, but I got part of it. My Korean's lacking right now, late at night. Silbury says, Silbury says, California has more registered Republicans than the majority of U.S. states. Crazy how nuance works. Yeah, and there's also like in the House, there's a lot of.
That's actually very true. In fact, I am in Northern California. I'm in the area known as the state of Jefferson, where areas of Washington, Oregon, and California have all basically unilaterally agreed, this little area up in Northern California, that they are so radically different than what their representatives, purport, that they should be their own state.
Very true. Sparky's Tech Corner for $9.99 says, Andrew is bad about that. He did that with Tim Pool. Destiny is bad about that. He did that with Tim Pool and Private Russia backer. He said Pool needs to be arrested. His Dan counter with, all your backers on Kick. Destiny was silent. Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure that some of the backers, some people that have supported you are sus. I'm sure that I've gotten, super chats from people that are sus. I mean, shit, Nick Ricada sent me a super chat at one point. I think that's how he thought he was paying us back for our, hours and hours of time that he said he was going to compensate us for and didn't, which I don't care about, but just pointing, he reneged on that. But yeah, no, I've received super chats from people that I don't necessarily agree with or I don't like.
Look, don't say something unless you plan on doing it. That's a big L that Ricada should continue to take.
Yeah. That it truly is an L. Let me bring this to continue.
I have I guess now, so for instance, a logistical server, a server that is the origination of a lot of sexual abuse, a lot of revenge porn, a lot of rapey people, a lot of like creepy, weird, like horrible people, that if you ask Logistical at some points in history, he will agree with, and then at other points in history, he won't, depending on what's convenient for him at the moment. Have decided now that I guess Kelly has decided that she wants to start targeting and harassing my girlfriend by calling her a whore or a cheap whore for a cheap fat streamer, or whatever other stuff. I don't know why. I don't know how that's the new thing, but just when you're seeing stuff like this, there's always be aware that like the goal is always isolation. It's isolation and narrative control when it comes to Kiwi Farm. So if they spam a certain narrative enough and then they link, and trust me, you can go through these threads and they're linking every single Reddit thread, like post.
I'm putting him on 1.1 because he's just blabbering right now. So this is
I'm
going
sorry.
to
It's always isolation and narrative control with any streamer, Destiny included.
Yes. Very, very true. And there he does, you're going to wait for this because as he goes, he does a lot of straw manning and a lot of just completely made up bullshit.
Poster. So it's narrative control, and then it's how many people around this person can we harass, or can we dox or SWAT or whatever, and like that's just the goal for all of it. It's pretty cringe. It's
really interesting. I mean, look, at least from the legal analysis point, like when the fuck are we talking about doxing or swatting or anything like that? Nobody would do that. I've been anti-swatting for a very, very, very long time. I took it. Took the position, particularly back when it was really right-wing people that were being swatted, and people would call anybody who wasn't extremely left as a Nazi who deserves to be swatted and killed. I think swatting is attempted murder, and I think people that swat should be dealt with as such. Because
I've done groundwork and legwork in terms of helping people get proper recourse and justice in terms of like the criminal justice system regarding people who have been swatted. I've never known a single lawyer who thinks that doxing or swatting is okay. And so for him to associate Lawtube with that, even in a side comment, is completely inappropriate.
Right. And I know he's talking about all his detractors, but once again, that's not accurate. And that's definitely paving over a lot of very legitimate criticism.
Gross. I expect the behavior from Kiwi Farms. It is what it is. Like I said, communities like that will always exist, but it's really gross when people like Logistical, whose information I hope I can find soon, are like.
See, once again, that I covered this the other day. Now he's talking. So he just talked about swatting and how bad it is, and now in the context,
what the fuck? What? Okay, did he just veiled threat doxing someone?
In the same breath that he talked about how bad swatting is, he talks about finding someone's information. And I played this clip the other day, but I didn't have the full clip. And it's even worse because if you need their information to serve them process, that's one thing, but you're talking about this at the same time as swatting. So it doesn't look good. It's not a good look. It implies that you would swat this guy because he talks bad about you or says bad things about you.
No, I will say it's an indirect comment. It would be hard to get him for that statement.
Yes.
But like it certainly has my eye on him now, and every fucking statement he says.
Yeah, it's an implication. It's not enough, like Ava said. I don't think it's enough to convict him, but it's definitely, there's an implication there. It's not, once again, I don't think it hits a legal threshold, but it's veiled for sure.
Trying to amplify or put a magnifying glass on info over there and then have it spread into the other world. That's just wild to me, but it is what it is. There's also a weird schism in r/loner box where a lot of those KF points get repeated for some reason. The goal is always like, I guess if you want to be schizophrenic, it's like, if you want to be schizophrenic, it's like gang stalking. Unironically, though, the goal is to just like find the separation points and then to just lean into those and push as hard as possible. So if there's something negative involving me in loaner box, then they'll focus on that. But you'll notice that like as soon as people kind of like drift out of my orbit, then they don't bother them anymore. So the goal is always like if you see anything nice or not unhinged.
It's all about him, right? This is like the Ricada syndrome, and like a lot of the people that, you know, it's always about you. It's always about, oh, if they're in your orbit or out of your orbit, like, come on, man.
About me, then they'll go crazy on you. So like Willie Mack has been the target for a while. Tom was a target because of that tweet. Jistical used to be a target, but now he's cool because he's like an anti-fan, and that's just how that place works.
I have a question because I don't know Destiny lore very good, but wasn't Destiny a Hassan orbiter?
I'm not sure who is orbiting who with that. I mean, maybe it was a mutual like circle jerk orbit. I'm not sure. I don't know their lore. Frankly, I never watched Destiny other than random clips that were pulled out. I've never watched a full Destiny stream. I've never watched, in fact, I'll say this. I've never watched anything Hassan till recently. I refused to even watch like a couple minutes of this guy because he is so great.
The only Destiny video I've ever seen is Destiny Schizo Orc when he sees like he's being stalked by AI and he like uncovers it. It's pretty fucking hilarious. And then the only Hassan video I've ever seen was him getting kicked out of the DNC, which was fucking hilarious.
Okay, so sorry. My mod Danielle, who is perpetually right and always on top of things, it says Hassan orbited Destiny. So I think that that sounds about right. And everybody here, Hassan was a Destiny.
Not gonna lie, Danielle is your goated mod. Thank you very much for Danielle for the answer.
Thank you. In the chat's verifying. Destiny is patient zero bread tubing. Oh no. I think Vosh also orbited Destiny and at some point. I know he's in the Hassan orbit, but yeah. Let's see here. Slug says, "Oh Lord, a VTuber lawyer." I'm
every time
scared.
you mention Vosh now, I think of that Rima clip you played on the VTuber anniversary thing, and Jesus, why did you do that to all of us?
She's old. I'm not interested. Let's go back to looking at short stack goblins. Oh man. Sparky's Tech Corner also pushes Elon as a Nazi, but still uses X. I love that. I love all the people that still use X, but talk about how Elon is the worst, and they still drive their Teslas. You know, they still enjoy their conveniences, but they still will use X.
Actually, you know what? That is a better argument than the YouTube one regarding like platforming and shit like that. Like, because if you truly believe that the owner of X is a goddamn Nazi and you're using his platform by your own standards that you've set, you're a horrible person. Now, those aren't my standards; those are yours.
Right. There's self-imposed standards. Like, you're using X when you think this guy's a Nazi. Well, then go away. Oh, what? You realize that nobody gives a fuck about Blue Sky, and Blue Sky is never going to be a thing. It will never, it will never be the thing, right? Oh yeah. People go head over there and they head back in 10 minutes. Let's see here. Crappy J for 5 says some folks earn their L's. Destiny works overtime for his. Very true. Very true. Let's continue.
How do you see this ending? I mean, the way they usually is you just keep streaming, you keep on trudging along, and then usually they get bored and they fuck off. That's all you can ever do. But
part of me, I will say this. I don't know about the, what the people are going to do in terms of covering him, but I mean, Destiny, I don't think will be locked up in jail forever. And I also don't think that he's going to be knocked out where he can never, ever stream again. But I do think this is going to prevent him from ever reaching the height where he could have been to interviewing large political figures, etc. This is going to be a permanent taint, right?
This is going to place a ceiling on his influence. Yes, for
correct. Sure. That's Ava. That's perfect. It's a ceiling. So it is now, he had a ceiling where he could have gone really high. He could have been interviewing super high level political people in the Democratic Party, the left, and all that sort of stuff. He's now dropped down and can no longer do that because he's got this stain on his record. So he's not going to be necessarily purged out, but he can't grow and blossom that same way.
Think about it like this. In fact, Pixie mentions this too. They say that because of the ways that Destiny has been attacking them, their goal for running for office has been extremely limited, if not completely eliminated. Similarly, it's for Destiny. Like, look at all the confirmation hearings that we've been having. They're gonna bring up your dirty laundry. They're gonna bring up every misstep you've ever done when it comes to operating in that kind of a political sphere. Destiny will never get to that level anymore because of this lawsuit.
Okay, Rodimus, you've now had 2 funny comments. I normally don't highlight non-super chats and member chats, but this one did kill me. You, the glass ceiling. This is the goon ceiling.
No. Wait.
Oh,
Okay, that was pretty good.
Don't put a black light over the goon ceiling. Rigo for 5 says, speaking of Tesla, what do y'all think about the people being caught trying to bomb Tesla? Well, beyond that, there was somebody who was arrested for trying to assassinate Elon. And I think a lot of people are really comfortable making threats. And it's insane that they're making them on X. They're threatening Elon on X. How low IQ is that? So yeah, no, hopefully all those people are found and arrested, because that is a direct threat of violence, and that is absolutely something they need to be punished for.
Like,
Tommy,
for all intents and purposes, Elon Musk is a government official. He is the head of the Department of Government Efficiency. For you to make any kind of threat against a person of that level, you are, oh my God, are you okay? Do you have RFK's brainworms? Something's going on that affected your decision-making ability.
Tommy Elkin for 6 months says, as ironic as it is, I'm glad to get my piece very much needed of escapism from the most unexpected LM stream. Also, hi, Ava. And then Chaos Smash for 2 says, Ava being here reminds me of Grand Mussy. Odd. Oh no, you had to mention the Grand Mussy.
Disgusting.
And that's a reference to the Sarah Boone trial. If you know, you know. Let's continue.
Anything you can tell us about the actual legal part? So many people saying different things about what needs to be proven in court for you to be held liable. I can't really talk about. I shouldn't talk about like
he says I shouldn't talk about the law, and then he continues to talk about his case. This is Nick Rekieta 101. This is exactly what Nick did. Oh, I shouldn't talk about it, and then proceeds to tell you every single detail about it publicly on stream. Let's continue.
Actual claims at stake, other than
if I were to submit this hypothetical document and use the word hypothetical to shield the fact that I'm talking about my shit.
Yeah. He doesn't even do that, though. He doesn't even pretend.
Like, it's all bullshit. I've watched a lot of. There was some guy. What's his name? I don't know. There was some guy in a suit who's been doing things.
Yeah, boy. Who's the guy in the suit, baby? Who's the guy in the suit?
Some guy in a suit. A long suit.
long.
We know who it was. We know who it was. That's our boy.
Things. Most of the legal analysis is just really, really, really bad. I don't know. Again, I don't know what it is about lawyers. It's like worse than like people that call themselves like soft. Like, I'm a full stack dev. It's like, what the fuck do you mean full stack dev? And it's like, well, I made a website once and on WordPress, and I know how to get information out of a database sometimes. Okay, very full stack. Like, the most random shit. The lawyer people are the same thing. Some of the commentary is so bad. Like, it's actual. The legal mindset guy. Yeah.
There we go. Name dropped. Yeah, baby.
I don't know if these guys just don't do criminal law, or if it's just lawyers in general are fucking retarded. I mean, they are some of the worst people that I've seen. They are some of the worst people that I've seen on the internet, just in terms of like general knowledge.
Could you go back just a little bit? I think 10, 15 seconds. When he talks about lawyers, he actually says, lawyers are almost as bad as, and he says he almost said sovereign citizens, and then he corrects to full stack devs. He almost compared lawyers to sovereign citizens.
Yeah, no, he did do that. He changed to full stack devs. I think he might have, I don't know if he said sovereign, but he might have been maybe it was going to say software engineers or something like that, or something with software, but maybe it was sovereign citizen. But I want to stop this real quick, because I've already responded to that, and I don't feel a need to really respond in detail to that and him coming at me. But I do want to play this, because this is some context I think you guys are missing about Destiny when he talks about his intense legal knowledge and how he can talk with such fluency about who's a good lawyer and who's a bad lawyer. Here is Destiny taking the LSAT. Oh, did that die? Hold on. There it is.
You said why not 0? You're safe for now. 1 sec.
Too much time. Too much time. You should already be on the next question, dude.
Yeah. By the way, first of all, you don't have a computer. You're not allowed to do all this shit. You're not allowed to type. You're not allowed to be messaging. You're not allowed to look at anything else. So totally not test conditions. But he's already used too much time in getting this ready and like not even preparing the basis for these questions. He would have failed the test just based on this alone. He's already failed. Like spending 30 seconds fucking off, like instead of answering the question, that would be a fail.
Okay. If both the first and second were 0, but no digits repeat. Wait, I just realized why we never ever do anything like this on stream. Holy shit. Christ, where were we? Holy shit.
Yeah, the reason why you never do it on stream is because you're...
I was just curious what the questions were. Oh my
buddy,
God.
I meant bred with higher IQ.
Good call.
Back to Minecraft. He literally had to give up and go back to Minecraft because he couldn't handle a single question, a single fucking question on the LSAT. But yet he thinks he's competent to come at lawyers, right? And myself and India later, you're going to see him coming at Sean, right? He thinks he's competent and has the ability to assess the validity and strength and credibility and of the legal.
Hey, when we're talking
rigor.
about Destiny, we want to avoid the term coming as much as possible.
Oh, Ava!
Disgusting.
Horrible. Sigrun says, did you ever confirm Mari _EN as a gooning expert witness in the Mari karaoke at Grand Day Out? I needed. Sorry, I'm going to save that for the VTubing stream. So we'll get on that one. Captain Spire for 5 says, is this the new grift? Find dirt on a popular YouTuber? I'm worried someone will find the time I stole a pack of Hubba Hubba bubblegum from Genovese. Well, I think, look, I think the thing is when it's a lawsuit, it becomes more than just quote unquote drama, right? When there's an actual complaint file, when there's legal proceedings, that's something I tend to talk about. But with, I think reverting this to Destiny, it's trying to find little things to nitpick and come at people over and attack them for, which are really nothing burgers, right? Like nothing that he's saying here made me remotely mad or pisses me off or whatever else. Right.
I have a theory. I think he is literally crowdsourcing a defense. He is fishing for any defense he can, and he thinks that his chat could help him think of something that he might not think of in terms of defending this lawsuit. It's the only real explanation I have for someone like Destiny talking about it the way he's talking about it on stream.
And maybe he's had some like back end calls with Pisco, who's a lawyer. I don't know, but like it sounds like, so far it sounds like he's pro se and he hasn't really done anything, and we haven't seen any lawyer getting involved. So as far as I know, Destiny's pro se. Who knows? So yeah, that could be a good theory. Ryobi ADHD has basic multiplication table, and I don't know how much like Vivance or Adderall he was on. Clearly, it wasn't working. Most people in law school, when you're that jacked up and in, you can focus enough to get stuff done.
He
and
was
to get
on a
past
teeth grinding amount of ADHD meds.
Yes. So whatever ADHD meds he has are clearly not sufficient to give him the power of mind and the concentration to get past that.
The real answer is that when you graduate school, you just won't remember everything from school, which is fair. Like if you graduate
And once again, it's kind of funny where he puts school as the be all end all versus, I don't know, maybe practical experience doing stuff or being able to, actually learn from people or talk to people or see things.
Too? I will say this too, and I did not go to law school, so I don't know this for sure, but I've been told that law school doesn't really teach you the law. It teaches you the basis, but it's more of how to interact with our justice system, with our courts.
Correct. And putting value on, that's still sharing the whole screen there. Hold on, let me do this other way. So when you put value on law school above and beyond experience or above and beyond knowing stuff, that's a real problem. That's a real problem, because really where most people learn is by doing it or by seeing it or by talking to people or watching it. I've learned a lot about criminal law, despite studying it, despite having some experience over a summer doing criminal law. Like I learned a lot by just getting involved in watching criminal cases and how they actually go down and the reality of how they've gone down. It's really, it can be very educational. Vortex Cross, Destiny putting up the pro and pro se.
Heck, one of the biggest things that we saw in the Sarah Boone trial, we saw law students behind the bench watching, witnessing, because that's the best way to fucking learn. And again, I will say this. I did something known as reading of the law. There are only 4 states that allow you to pass the bar, take it, and actually get licensed as an attorney without going through law school, without having a law degree. I would say Destiny. You could very easily obtain residency in one of those states and put your money where your mouth is and prove to us all your massive amount of knowledge, because I promise you, most people remember what they learned in school.
Yeah, I don't think Destiny would do well trying to be a lawyer. I don't think that will work out for him. Sigrun for 10 says Destiny is crowdsourcing lethal solutions from his audience is a bold strategy. I think he meant legal, but is a bold strategy, Cotton, considering most of his audience probably thinks they're not as smart as Destiny. Yeah, that's what happens when you pretend you're the smartest person in the room. Michael Muddragon for 10 says Destiny, I forgot everything from school. Therefore, all lawyers forgot everything from school. Projection. Exactly. There's certain things in school I forgot because they're completely irrelevant and I would never use them. And they're just something I had to learn for fluff. Like my DEI class that we essentially had my last year of law school. They essentially started a DEI light class that we all were forced to take at the last minute because they wanted to get it in there.
Wait. I'm sorry. I have to hear this. You had a DEI class at fucking law school?
Yeah, it was part of like a professionalism class, but they snuck it in there. They're like, oh, we now have a module on, representation. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And like, I'm very glad that my classmates were like fucking giga-based and we all were like just shredding the course curriculum and the course material and just like completely questioning it. Most of us called it out as unconstitutional and ridiculous. And the professor, like at a certain point, was like, all right, we're just going to move on past this stuff because there's enough people that were objecting to it. But yeah, we had an actual class about that stuff at the end. They're trying to sneak that in. The bar associations are very tilted. People do not realize that. A lot of the professional organizations are very, very tilted, but that's another topic for another story and another day. Let's see here. Loser in a Suit says, does Destiny think epically owning his mistresses somehow helps his lawyers? I don't think lawyers get hopped up on Adderall to debate on Twitch. I mean, unless your name is Nick Rekieta, but other than that, no, they don't normally do that. Tommy Elkin says Ava is the devil on Andrew's shoulder. Spider Bro says for $4.99, with the amount of curse streams she has, I think Kirsha will probably be a gooning expert. That's true. We also have Rima. Rima's also qualified as a gooning expert. Alex Alio for 5 says, I'm a CPA, and I think the LSAT clip was the funniest thing. Same concept. I think CPA exams versus LSAT harder, and I'm just amazed at some takes. It's crazy. And look, I had to study for the LSAT. I didn't do as well as I wanted to do on my first take. I took it again. I did fine. I studied. I took it the first time drunk. I think I got the first time I took it drunk, no studying, like hungover. And there was a 10-point increase between me just doing it cold and me doing it studying, which is significant when it comes to admissions. Crappy J for 5 says, can't wait to hear about how Destiny is pro se and argues with a judge about subject matter jurisdiction with his co-counsel, Chat Esquire. That'll be like Daryl Brooks, but using the chat. Coding Light for 10 says, I'd like to say it this way in the context of engineering, and I assume it's true for lawyers too. School is the foundation. Experience is the house. You live in the house. That is so true. That is very true. Experience is what...
That is a very good analogy.
Yeah. Experience makes you. You eat off of that. Chad is just spamming grounds. I see you, Brooks fans in the chat. Ivanson Nightfall for 5 Norwegian Krona says, don't forget, an expert has forgotten more things than a newbie has had time to learn. That's so true.
Or I should say tort. I shouldn't say criminal. Well, no, because some of these things are supposedly criminal.
He doesn't even know it's a civil case. He's not even sure.
When you graduate school, you don't remember every single individual thing in school, which is fine. But for some reason, every lawyer pretends that they do it.
Oh my god, I don't know how to react to that. I'm sorry, but he just said, yeah, okay. Some of what you are being accused of has criminal connotations, but this is a civil tort. It's not a... These aren't charges filed by a district attorney. This is I can't even right now. I'm sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Warranty Void gifted 20 Legal Minds memberships. Thanks you so much, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks you for everybody who supported that.
Yes.
We just passed 69 members. We're at 71 right now. So thank you all for getting us up there with the members today. You're very based. Also, Tatsumi said for £10, the UK has the highest rate of DEI positions compared to population. When getting into uni here, they forced me to take a DEI online course that pissed me off. When I had to do corporate filings in the UK and they had to do their, I think it was either yearly or biannual gender equity assessment. And no matter what, that assessment always would come back saying that women are being horribly taken advantage of. And, essentially it's slave labor. Eventually you start rolling your eyes when you see those reports. It was very interesting. Very interesting. So yes, thank you for that, Tatsumi, for the 10 British pounds.
Like, oh yeah, like I can give you the full breakdown on this. And it's like, what do you do for work? And it's like nothing even remotely related for decades on any of it. Yeah. Are you cooked?
And here's something to bring up real quick.
I can give you a full breakdown on it because I'm a lawyer and my job is to break shit down. I swear to God.
Yes.
Destiny. Please go to a library without chat and just read a book.
And he doesn't understand.
Pen on paper. You might learn more.
He doesn't understand what our professional duty is to be able to understand anything on a basic level. And number two, particularly as corporate counsel, I had to have basic knowledge on a bunch of things. And then we would farm it out to specialist counsel to go in, to drill down to, whether it's to sue somebody, look at regulation, etc. But I had to have a general knowledge of many areas of law, including civil, including regulatory law, real estate law, lots of different areas, right, of law, where I had to have a general level of knowledge, which is leagues and
straight up, like that. Andrew is kind of a jack of all trades lawyer.
Correct.
Because of what he does. He has to have some level of knowledge in all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows who to who to actually send somebody to in terms of specializations. It's like, yeah, I don't know how Destiny thinks that he can say, oh, you can do a breakdown. What do you do for a living? What you just said, breakdowns.
Right, and it's a basic breakdown. It's a 39 IQ person can understand it, right? Breakdown. You should be able to get that. It's the basics of the law. It's not specific. I'm not going specific case law. If we wanted to go lawtistic, right? Like the full lawtism, we would pull up cases. We would pull up case law. We go like deep dive on like really nerdy cases and case precedent in Florida or in the US in the federal circuit, whatever. We go really deep diving in the law. I don't do that. I'm giving a general breakdown because people want general breakdown.
I got in an argument on Twitter about defamation, lolicon, and that debate and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And I told people that, hey, look, saying somebody is this is defamation per se. It can end in what's known as summary judgment. You don't even get a jury trial. And someone's like, oh yeah, prove it. I didn't even have to go into anything. I freaking posted down six cases and one that went to the Supreme Court. If you want us to go lawtism, we can, but trust me, this is trying to educate the layman. So we don't want to do that.
And here's the last thing I will say before we continue here, is that we obviously have people to call. I called people about this. I called experienced Florida civil trial attorneys. I even said this, and once again, I didn't disclose the name or who it is, but I literally had one of the attorneys that was potentially going to represent Pixie's side, right? Call me. I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say where, I'm not going to say what we talked about, right? Not at all. I'm just saying that I know him, and I know people. I know big civil litigators in Florida. I know my friend is the biggest most successful med-mal plaintiff attorney in Florida.
Actually, another perfect fucking question. It was, 2 weeks ago, I asked you, as a Florida lawyer, about something because somebody was asking me what they should do, and I had no freaking clue. And I'm like, this person wants to do this. They're in Florida. What the hell's going on?
Right.
Got an answer. Yeah, that's lawyers. Half of their skill is in networking, in knowing people who know shit they don't know, so they can not sound retarded.
And I have the humility and the lack of hubris to say, I don't know everything. And yeah, I asked somebody about this. I do not know everything. Therefore, I ask and I receive an answer. Isn't that fucking nice to be able to talk to somebody in a nice way and get an answer and them to educate you and tell you about it? That's what normal people do and normal professionals do. It's regular. Real quick.
I will say part of the issue there is Destiny was raised in I think he's a millennial, maybe he's a Zoomer, but our generations have been raised in an environment where we go to ask a question, we're told to Google it, or we're told that our lack of knowledge somehow makes us less of a person. So it really is how our recent generations have been raised. But it's extremely, extremely important to understand that you're not the smartest person in the room, but everyone around you, you could probably learn something from.
So Bree says for 2, give a man a fish versus teach a man to fish. Exactly. Marksman, the 117B says, oh my God, Destiny is thinking of Nick. They debated. I really think he is. I think he's confusing me and Sean for Nick Ricada, which, don't confuse us for the Coke Pope. We did not share nudes of our wife while we're high on all sorts of substances. Kirnoth for 10 legal mindset memberships. Thank you so much. Very based. And Zypher for 5. Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Yes.
Last year, before we continue, Ryobi for 6.99 Canadian says somehow Hanky Poo's argument with the judge about pledging to the Christian God is somehow more competent than Destiny's "Oh My Emperor, Save Me from This." This is pure Slaneshi horror. This is pure Slaneshi horror. Let's continue.
I'm already cooked. I am as done weeks ago. I'm as done as I'm going to get. That's it. That's everything else now is just annoying shit to deal with. But apparently that's not true, because if you ask all the lawyer people, apparently the FBI and the DOJ is about to come down on me and bring some crazy shit, I guess.
Okay, this is a straw man. Not a single lawyer said this.
Have any of us said that?
Nobody in
I don't
Lawtube
remember
has said this. It's a
anyone
complete
saying
lie.
that.
It's a complete lie. Nobody said that the FBI is coming down on him and they're going to fucking kick down his door. We've talked about whether or not this will survive a motion to dismiss. Now, some people have asked in the chat, could there be criminal charges? Yeah, it's possible, right? A lot of fucking things are possible, right? Saying it's possible is not saying the FBI is going to kick down his door and throw the cuffs on him, in the middle of a stream or whatever. We're not. He's wildly strawmanning that argument, making stuff up there, complete ridiculousness. We have never said that. I've never said that. I haven't heard Sean say that, at all. Maybe somebody in the chat maybe have sent a question about, whether there can be criminal consequences, but nobody's saying that this is the worst thing ever, the biggest crime ever, that he's going to be, executed or he's going to get the death penalty or something. No, exaggeration, pure exaggeration. Once again, somebody in the chat said not yet. Well, yeah, he doesn't have criminal charges yet. That's an accurate statement. Could he? Sure. Does this mean that this is the worst thing ever? I mean, from what we know.
And let's go ahead and say that, hey, these were criminal charges. They are going to be filed. This is not an egregious enough offense that they would kick down his door. They would release a warrant on his arrest. They might question him. They might serve him, but they're not fucking gonna just toss him in the gulag.
Well, the ATF confiscates illegal Adderall. Between him and Ice Poseidon's Adderall, like the Adderall, it's always the Adderall, the number one drug. Trump cracks down on Adderall.
Yes, they're coming for the Adderall.
He's bringing back Tate, and they're hunting the Adderall. You know, Tate's going to be the Adderall czar. Winston for 5 says, you mentioned Mari En will be brought up in the VTuber stream. When is that? Hail the fish tuber princess with Autis. You win. I don't know. I want to try to do one within 24, 48 hours. I need to get educated on what's been going on in the VTuber world. I know there's been a lot of stuff going on. So I will get back to you on that, but it will be very soon. 24, 48 hours for a VTuber stream for sure. That'll be the next topic. Although there's a lot of nuisance streamer stuff, but we'll see which one I do first, nuisance streamer or something else. Let's continue.
Trump himself, the attorney general herself, is going to come and arrest me, I guess. Yeah.
Nobody said that. Literally nobody.
The
said
lawyer
that.
Tread had on suggests you had no legal team at all. On what basis? What is he even a? Is he?
He once again. We haven't seen a notice of appearance. That's the basis. So, bro, it's very simple. When you have a lawyer, you have to file something magical called the notice to appear. We haven't seen.
Yeah, I'll bring up the court listener right now.
Yeah, can you pull that up, Ava, and then maybe you can share that with me, or you just, if you share screen, we can do that as well. He doesn't have one. Like, there's no notice to appear.
Yep,
so
I already have it here. I'm going to send it to you, and then
Okay.
I'll also send it in chat.
Okay, cool. But yeah, no, it's something where
Here, I'm gonna send it backstage.
there's an objective way to see this. There's a actual objective way to see this. Oh, thank you. Got that. There's an objective way to prove this. So it's not like we're just making shit up. We're like, listen, bro, we have no reason to believe you have an attorney. And until we see a notice to appear, like, which we do not see here, there is an issue. So I'm going to share with you guys. This is the court listener. So these are the documents. Now this does have a little bit of a delay. The court listener can be delayed by a day or two, but if you see here, we have the complaint. We have a clerk notice. We have a summons to Stephen Bonnell. We have an order. We have the clerk's notice of judicial assignment. We have procedures. We have the plaintiff's motion, to use a synonym, Jane Doe. And we have an order, a protective order signed by the judge. So we do not have, none of these things objectively shows that he has an attorney. So at this point, based on reality, we can say he doesn't have an attorney. I think it's not just fair. That's the truth right now. He is not represented in court.
Yeah, here, Dusty, you asked the grounds. Here's your fucking grounds.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Like, once again, he never has the Carfax. He just talks shit without providing law, facts, backup, just talking shit. It's like, where's your lawyer? Where's your notice to appear? I mean, once again, it's not hard. Just hire one and they'll file one. It's a very simple thing to file. But as of today, which is February in Asia, it's February 28th at 1 a.m. Yes, I am up at 1 a.m. streaming for you degenerates. I appreciate you and I love you. But as of 1 a.m. in Indochina time, it is on February 28th. He does not have a lawyer. He may have a lawyer tomorrow. That's fine. But right now he doesn't.
Even a American lawyer, or?
I don't know what he's talking about. He's talking about me. Am I an American lawyer? Yeah, I definitely am. He's talking about somebody else. Talking about Sean. He's talking about Chud Logic. I don't know. A Super Iron Bob says, light a man a fire versus light a man a fire. Destiny would choose the latter. Yeah, he's definitely flaming right now. That's for sure. Shadow Imagery said, I grew up in an academic environment where if you asked questions, you were seen by your peers as slow. And if you answered wrong, you were just stupid. I gave up talking to people a long time ago. Fuck this generation. Shadow Imagery, I'm very sorry about that. I was always a question asker, and part of me didn't give a fuck what people thought about me when I was a kid, whether even I was punished by the teacher. And many times I was punished by the teacher for asking genuine questions because they didn't want to talk about it. or it was like a taboo
I
subject.
do think that is the big thing. Is there's a lot of people who are willing to ask the questions, but are tracked by how much they care about what other people think. You have to have the rare combination of being willing to ask the questions, not being willing to care about what other people think.
Right. That's the real key, is like literally not giving a fuck is the key, is just not caring what people think. Why do I value whether they think I'm smart or not? My IQ is not dependent on their opinion. But I get you, and I'm sorry you had to go through that. That fucking sucks. It really does. And I was happy for law school where people were encouraged to ask questions. That was actually the one thing I did really like about law school. David Young for 5 Aussie said, yes, anything is possible. Like Andrew and Ava might not be gooners. It's possible. But, you know, this is the legal mindset.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
Laggy degenerate there. Marksman says Destiny believes Nick is the standard for lawyers. I really believe that's true. I really believe he's associating everyone with Nick. Alex Alio says, love to see how Destiny deals with client relations. And Zippy Zap said Epsteiny is millennial. He's as old as Uncle Hassan. Aww. Let's continue.
Wait, link me. Now I'm curious. YouTube drama is basically Kiwi Farms and Left-Handed Flash. Yeah, basically YouTube drama. It's just like a ton of like.
And I love how he makes the law into YouTube drama. Talking about the law is definitely not drama. It can be adjacent to drama. It can be attached to drama, but the law itself is a process.
It's actually one of my big fucking pet peeves is, and I always say this, look, drama tubers are one thing. Law tubers are another. Some law tubers may engage in drama.
Yes.
But as a wide freaking general rule, we focus on the legal side of things, the legal consequences, the legal analysis. All of that has nothing to do with drama. So when it comes to lawsuits, when it comes to when the courts are involved, that's not drama anymore.
Mm-hmm. And look, if stuff comes out or jokes are made or whatever else about you, like in the course of your legal drama, I mean, that's the stuff that's going to happen. That's what people are doing. But it's not, as long as it's, you know, related to and tangential to that overall case, right? I view that as primarily a fact-finding mission. Let's continue.
Zoomer socialist, commie, tanky, weird.
By the way, thank you, JM. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody. If you love this channel, please like the video. We only have a meager, we have 1,600 people almost watching, and we have only 500 likes. So let's try to get that up to 1,000. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Also, real quick, let's rewind this like a couple seconds, because hold on.
Drama. It's just like a ton of like Zoomer socialist, commie, tanky, weird shit. Yeah.
So now Sean and I are Zoomer Zoomer tanky socialists. So now we're Zoomer tanky socialists. I mean,
I did not know that. Welcome to the Zoomers, by the way. We have our baseball caps to the left, t-shirts to the right, and cookies in the back.
Privyet. Have you used the communal Tenga yet? Privyet. I mean, yeah, this is something that nobody has ever called me, right? So I think his ADHD is going wild here, where he's just like talking about a bunch of people.
I honestly would have expected him to call you a boomer lawyer before calling you a Zoomer lawyer.
I'm way more of a boomer lawyer, even though I'm a millennial. I boomer it pretty consistently. Ryobi said, "What the fuck?" Clip for that. Yeah, I know. Seriously.
What do you mean by cooked? What can actually happen? The worst has happened. Like it's all the stupid thing, just everything. Wait, I'm curious for a link for this Chud lawyer guy.
It's Chud logic.
You know what? I'm going to give Destiny this much.
No,
you're right. The worst has happened, and you continue to allow it to happen by talking about it.
Yeah, let's play that.
We're in full report mode regarding Driscoll and Smelly Jean. Listen, if you see people breaking rules on other Discord servers, you should
see he's conflating the fact that Sean came on Chud logic. Right? It's not Chud lawyers, Chud logic, well, whatever.
Absolutely report the fuck out of it, of course. I want to make Discord a better place. Wait, I'm just curious where he makes that claim. I mean, like, I can't watch most of this because he's going to say crazy shit, and I probably can't. I don't want to comment on like claims specific to my to the whatever bullshit is going to last forever. Dumb. What am I looking for?
I love hold on, the transcript here. Do you see it on the side? It's funny because we learned Destiny.
Wait a minute. So he was just asked to provide receipts, and he basically said, "I'm not going to get them."
Yeah, he's not going to give the receipts. Well, do you see the transcript at 00? We learned Destiny like smoking pole too. He got him just sucking off people. What?
Oh wait, yeah, hold on. No, it's funny because we learned this in this. Oh my god, video. He got. Oh no. Oh my god.
Felted by the transcript. Oh boy.
Or
Pacer filings, because that's the federal court stuff. I'll send you a link. I don't know if you've ever used it before. You can find the federal court thing where everything that gets put, it's all done electronically. So the day it happens, it's up. We'll see if an attorney enters an appearance because he's got 21 days to respond from the 18th. In between that time, if he retains counsel, they'll enter their appearances. So we'll know if he's got a legal team. We'll know what's going on.
So he's literally being told, like, this is what you have to do to see if we have a legal team. It's not there. Sean is literally explaining very clearly and objectively.
That's how people know it. Oh my god. So how the hell did he make the on what's grounds argument earlier?
Right. Yeah, and how is that? Like, I love the people in the chat like, oh, it's insane. This is an insane take. You mean it's the right take? You mean it's factual?
But right now, I'm assuming he's probably full of shit. I don't think he's got a legal team because I just can't imagine it at this point.
I mean,
maybe
that's not to say. I mean,
like, why couldn't we imagine that? What is his rationale for this?
Because you haven't filed a notice to appear. He literally said it. Can you not listen? Once again, it's the ADHD brain where he literally can't listen. You do not have a notice to appear.
Because if you have a legal team on retainer, the first thing that would have happened would be a notice of to appear on that docket would have shown up immediately because they're on retainer. So it means you have to find a legal team. You don't have one. So the statement's just true.
Yep, exactly. So I once again, it's because Destiny, somebody in the chat said it, he just can't stop talking enough to listen. And I used to have that problem when I was very young sometimes, but you have to learn to sometimes shut the fuck up and listen. It's something I had to learn as a child. I'm not going to lie about that and be honest. But the Monkstradamus for 40 says he's talking about r/YouTube drama. This is the problem. It's hard to know what the hell he's talking about and who the hell he's talking about at any given moment. I can't follow his logic. It's all over the place. Tyler Kagetto says, got any crazy Butte County law facts? No, I don't. But Ava, do you? I'll leave that for a second. Thank you, Baked Buddhist.
Butte County. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Okay, you do that while I'll read the super chat. Thank you for the 5 Baked Buddhists. It says for 10 then, a definition of irony, missing the first hour of the stream because I was watching a members only stream that started at 4 a.m. when I was sleeping. You know, shit gets wild over here in Legal Mindset. You know, sometimes we do Legal Weeb Set. We had fun talking about Trash Taste and Hassan and the rise of the COVID weeb and Sexy Ramen. That's on our members chat. So members stream. That was a fun one earlier today.
I don't know. It wouldn't be the first guy. I mean, to be fair, when Pixie said I'm gonna get legal counsel, I thought, don't talk about it, be about it. Everybody says they're gonna sue somebody, and clients are like, oh my god, they said they're gonna sue me. I'm like, nothing you can do until they do it. So right now, until they do it, they're just talking shit, and then some.
Sean is 100% right here. Sean is 100% correct. Nothing he said is incorrect about that. By the way, Sean is a practicing criminal attorney. So Destiny is trying to pretend he knows more than a practicing criminal attorney.
Like, look, when it comes to Sean's commentary, like, it's one of the... It's like Andrew and him, going over corporate contract law. That's who I'm going to listen to when it comes to that shit. Right. Potentially on criminal, Sean, he's who I'm going to listen to when it comes to takes on criminal law, because he's a criminal lawyer. By the way, Butte County, there is one good. No person shall produce, test, maintain, or store within the city a nuclear weapon component or of a nuclear weapon delivery system, or component of a nuclear weapon delivery system under penalty of Chapter 9.6 of the Chico Municipal Code. So yes, Butte County for some reason has a specific law. No nukes, guys.
No nukes, guys. Tyler Gagettos for 199 says second chat is because you said Butte County correctly. Yeah, no, that's one I know. I actually knew. I don't know when, but it might have been from like old westerns. But I remember that one. It's in my mind. Rayobi says Destiny's brain is like a fruit fly near an apple. Natasha for 5. What's up, Natasha? The only way he could shut the fuck up is with a certain Nick Fuentes present.
No. Wait.
Oh God, don't think about that too hard. Let's continue.
Is he not a real lawyer or
See, and by the way, that's defamation. To call somebody not a real lawyer is defamation. Now I know he's asking a question, I know it's on the line, whatever, but like he's going around, saying things. I think he was implying earlier about me, is this guy an American attorney? Like he was just like he was, implying that is defamation. So once again, I think he's asking us a question, so maybe it doesn't hit the threshold. But it's dancing on the line. And once again,
because people forget that pretending to be an attorney is a crime. So if you ask the question, is this person even a real attorney? You are immediately placing that thought in somebody's head. And that's just straight up defamation.
Correct. Let's continue.
I don't know if that's not true that there's nothing you can do until somebody files a complaint against you. What a stupid fucking thing to say. Okay.
Sometimes they do, and then a lot of times they don't. And I kind of thought, honestly, I thought Pixie was going to pull a cap.
I don't know what he's trying to say there. There's nothing you can do until they file. Well, legally, yes. You cannot do anything about their complaint, except for, I guess you could try to settle it.
He's playing with words. He's trying to say, oh, you can't do anything before you're filed on. Yeah, there is things that you could do. Well, first of all, the scope of the question in terms of what potentially criminals talking about is what you can do in reaction to this lawsuit. Obviously, you cannot react to a lawsuit if it has not been filed.
Correct. That's what Sean is talking about here. So he's conflating the two.
Apples and just off into the wind with the money. Like, oh yeah, I guess I'll sue him. I'll get to it. And that never happened either. So, I think that's what a lot of people are expecting. I think that's what Destiny was hoping. And Pixie decided to, do what she thought was right. And I'm glad she did it, because I can only imagine if there's 15 that have come forward, how many more are out there? How many more don't even realize it happened to them?
That number is, by the way, not even remotely close
Sean
to
is saying
what
something
people.
That's extremely relevant. When people were posting and asking me to react to the Pixie Destiny drama, I said I was not going to react to any of it until I saw a court document posted and filed. And boom, it was like a week later. So kudos to Pixie for not being what every Google Doc dropper tends to be.
VTubing
she put
community.
Her money where her mouth is, and immediately she has more credibility to me for her claims.
Yeah, I'm sorry to put them on blast, but the VTubing community with their fucking Google Docs, when everyone wants me to react to a Google Doc, there's rare occasions where I will, in a case where it's like the lawsuit is nearly impossible.
There's a reason why when I first started doing content creation, I was actually going to do a podcast called VTuber Court, where I was going to act as a judge and we're going to mock trial Google Docs. And it was going to be pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah, because everybody can draw. No, there's no barrier to entry to a Google Doc. And, once again, if you're, falsifying records, making false statements, there's no punishment of perjury or lying to law enforcement, etc. Right? Like if you go to court and file a complaint, or if you file a police report and you lie, then you can end up like Juicy Smooth and, have some troubles. Right? Potential Criminal says, for 2, I also do civil work. I run general practice. Oh, sorry. So, hey, Sean, I'm very sorry about that for misrepresenting. So this is Sean. This is Sean over there. He says he also does civil. So, yeah, he also has a civil side. Mi scusi, Sean. Mi scusi. Look, I was wrong. About Sean. Let me not defame his sexiness. So he also has experience doing civil general practice.
All right. So
it's not something he's unaware of.
I've got the seppuku, the Sudoku dagger. I need help with a haiku, though.
Yeah.
I need to atone.
It's very true. We got to sacrifice the lolly. Jordan Keoth, welcome as a new member. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you for that. Welcome to the RPG. Let's continue watching.
I think it is saying, but okay.
Sean versus Destiny.
Another clue to your little theory here, and that is that at one point Destiny says something like his legal team or lawyers didn't expect Pixie to file a lawsuit. I mean, is that a reasonable expectation from like a legal perspective, do you think, or was that a bit short-sighted, naive?
I mean, his legal team of like his chat and maybe like Pisco, I don't know, like behind the scenes, like giving him not legal and legal advice.
I don't think it's wrong to think that that's impossible. But yeah, there's like you're kind of stuck though until it happens. There's they said they're going to sue me. I mean, it's very much you get out like you have to wait till they launch the attack. So there's a lot of times where it's just don't make things worse, and then if they attack you, then we'll respond. But there's not a lot you can do till she starts loosening arrows at you. Which I mean, ultimately that's really just the nature of it. It's she gets to throw the first punch.
Yeah, people don't seem to
Sure, okay.
understand that the courts in general on every level are reactionary. They
Correct.
react to fix things that have happened, wrongs that have been done, whether it's civil or criminal, it doesn't matter. But they can't react preventatively.
Don't pull an Ethan Ralph. Do not get advice from the rickety crackets. Let's continue.
This is something that Mario kind of briefly mentioned, because I actually spoke. Mario helped me out tremendously with something previously in regards to the DMCA thing, which I'm very appreciative of. But he sort of alluded to there maybe being some sort of free speech aspect, like the First Amendment thing. And I'm wondering, is that an interference with some of these statutes that are governing this revenge porn stuff? Or
So the federal statute and the state statute, they pretty much mirror each other. There could be some First Amendment concerns there, but for Destiny, let's wipe those off the map, because there's 5 counts. We'll get rid of count 1 and count 2 of the complaint. Fine. He intentionally inflicted emotional distress on a woman. He violated her privacy. And what's the 5th one?
Just as a quick thing, anybody that is even uttering anything having to do with revenge porn related to me has absolutely no idea what they don't know anything about what the elements are of any of the underlying crimes that they're alleging. They don't know what like malicious intent means.
We don't know the elements, Destiny? Really? We don't know the elements? Huh? Real quick, let's go real quick to our trusty
I have
Dusty.
a very serious question to ask you.
Our trusty
I need
Dusty
you to look at my
Destiny
finger
PowerPoint.
and follow this light, because you must have hit some kind of freaking major head trauma.
Let's go over here. Well, look, we have the cause of action. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. We got going through. We got all this information. And by the way, this is the second one. This one actually is just looking more at intent. But like, oh no, we're not looking at anything about the elements of the cause of action. Not at all. Not focusing on intent. Not at all. We don't know anything about intent. We haven't talked about that at all. Come on, Destiny. Super disingenuous. Extremely disingenuous. Let's continue.
There's also 2 other terms if you're bored. Things called proximate harm and foreseeability are also like these people are just fucking clueless. Oh God, I can't.
And because Destiny knows more about proximate harm than Sean. Yeah, my money's on Sean. Sorry.
Like listening to retards talk about my legal cases is one of the most frustrating things. Oh,
sorry.
Yeah, and I'm gonna see this too. We're gonna retards. All right, so just hard R there, dropped, whatever. Look, here's the problem. Like, Destiny is also doing the classic resorting to character assassination.
Correct.
Because he can't articulate where our knowledge base is lacking. He's going to call us clueless or retarded or whatever. So he's lost the debate already in terms of this discussion.
Right. And now he's gonna literally bring up something about, like, what is he bringing up? Like Trump's DOJ and Trump's lawyers. Like, what the fuck does that have to do with your case? Like, how the fuck is that relevant? Please tell me. Punisher says Destiny saw the TMZ guy in the Amber Heard trial, and now
this is
conflates
actually,
confidence with
I
tabloid
can actually
dominance.
talk on this. What Destiny has acquired his pseudo lawyer knowledge is he has spent the last 4 years reading all of the court cases regarding Trump. Like, he has read every single one. So he's had a very narrow, weird, I would almost say warped view of how our legal system is supposed to go, because he's been hyper-focused on all the Trump cases.
Right, and many of which are now being pulled out as entirely political, complete bullshit. Like, so if you've been focusing on lawsuits which are entirely political, completely corrupt bullshit lawfare, yeah, of course you're gonna have a warped view. Sean with 5 says that number is not remotely close, means he did it.
Look,
just
if
not
a
as much as he
majority
claimed.
of the lawsuits that you're looking at are currently right now being thrown out.
Correct. But yeah, like you finished, let me finish this from potentially criminal from Sean. He says that number is not remotely close means he did it. Just means not as much. He claimed brilliant admission, Destiny. Once again, this is the whole Ricada thing where he says he's not going to talk about it, and now they can submit that clip to court. It's like, oh look, he's kind of saying right here that number is not close. There are people though. He definitely did it, right? So he's admitting to one of those counts, public disclosure of private facts, which does not require intent. He's already convicted himself on that. Good job. There's no getting around that. I haven't heard a single argument getting him out of that no intent standard.
Holy shit, it's actually
and everybody here is focusing on malicious intent. Only one of the causes of action, which is the second one, which we talked about, even remotely requires that level of intent. It's really inaccurate.
That's the Florida statute. It requires
Florida
that level of intent, and we all agree that's the weakest cause of action and the most likely to get nuked with a dismissal. So,
let's see. Let me get this here. Bald Eagle 1787 says, "Should we take bets on Destiny had a defense team and they abandoned him since they wouldn't shut the fuck up?" No, I don't. I think genuinely he may be talking to attorneys, but none of them is engaged as his attorney yet. Because the second he would engage them, and pay them money and sign paperwork, you're my lawyer, they would file a notice to appear. It is not difficult or hard. It is done same day that you would engage an attorney.
I believe Sean mentioned too that they have 21 days to respond. If that number is correct, it was filed on the 18th, I believe. It's been 9 days. You're running out of time, bro.
The clock is ticking. Also, Okami Yojimbo 89 for 5 says, "Well, I found my new favorite Lawtuber and V Lawtuber." There you go. Smash the like button for the Ava Andrew combo. I always have such a good time having Ava on.
I'm good. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Do I really want to watch this shit? I feel like I'm just gonna get triggered.
Crashing out.
Because
crashing
Destiny
out.
really was. He was grooming these women. He's like,
I love when Sean says it in such a good way too. I just love Sean's delivery. He has really great delivery sometimes. I just love it. Destiny completely destroyed by that.
And to get him into to his thing, and you bring him into his circle, and he woos them, and then
like all of this stuff. These are all just like Kiwi Farms narratives that just get perpetuated infinitely. It's just the most cringy. It's not I have to be
this is
in these
actually
people's eyes.
extremely funny too, because people like to think grooming is something that can only happen to someone who's in the age of minority, right?
Right.
Grooming happens all the freaking time, especially for women just past the age of 18.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. See, Silbury says for 5, imagine hypothetically that this clown singles me out. This guy lives in a welfare basement or something. I'm delivering mail right now. Hey man, stay safe out there delivering mail. It's a rough thing. It's a rough road. Crappy J for 5 says, in between his legal research sessions with ChatGPT and Wikipedia, Epstein should take a peek at the delusional disorder DD grandiose type. Yeah. That's why I said he's an amalgam of all those lol cows. He's like lol cow Optimus Prime, or like the Power Ranger of lol cows.
I have to be a serial rapist, Harvey, whatever. There has to be some way to explain something, because either they feel like I should be a virgin, or they're sad that their viewership sucks, or they're sad that nobody, vibes on their content. There has to be some reason. There's got to be something to explain.
Funny? I thought about Harvey Weinstein to compare with the grooming thing, but Destiny went ahead and said it. I decided specifically not to make that connection.
He brought it
because it's an easy to make connection. He did it, not me.
Self-felt. And once again, he's bringing up all of these things that nobody brought up. He's just bringing them up. Let me back up here for a second.
That nobody, thing, because either they feel like I should be a virgin, or they're sad that their viewership sucks, or they're sad that nobody, vibes on their content. There has to be
so he's trying to come up with all these ad hominem attacks on other people, and just these things to dismiss them. Oh, their viewership sucks, so therefore what they're saying is not true. Well, no, someone who has one viewer can say something that's true. And sometimes I get comments and emails from people that tell me stuff, and they don't have channels at all. They don't have anybody viewing them, but they can still be right.
Some reason there's got to be something to explain. It's like that's the one we're going with.
More views doesn't make you more right.
I didn't really have a channel when you brought me on. You know, I started making content after that. So I mean,
let me do the call out,
I
Ava.
don't understand this weird correlation between the number of viewers you have and the correctness of your statements.
The number of views does not make you right. I'm looking at you, legal. All right. Back to the regularly scheduled program.
It's like,
oh, I have this power and I have this access, and it all, like you said, there's a system to him doing this. It's a pattern. But he's not the first guy to ever do this with women. You know, or you know, whatever relationship people are in. It's not a brand new thing to him.
Chet, no, hold on. I have a very serious question because it's against the rules to bring up legal eagle. But Andrew brought up legal eagle. Do I need to punish him?
I'm sorry. Suffer, eagle.
Well, listen, I don't know how long you feel myself up. This is difficult for me. I used to be a Destiny Orbiter back in the day. Okay, so this is very tough for me.
I know a long time ago, but like I said, I really respect how, you know, watching you over time. So.
One thing I will never make the mistake of ever again, and this includes basically every.
Okay, hold on. Gen X999 says, granted, I'm not in Florida, but in my state, a notice to appear is very different than entering an appearance on behalf of a client. I get there's some difference state to state. This is federal, right? So this is federal. But once again, there will be a court filing. Okay, so let me be very clear. I get what you're trying to say. Totally understand that. Obviously, like you may not, if he's engaged an attorney, he may not have to do that. But when I'm saying that any attorney in the course of representing a client who has an active complaint against them, when you engage them, you're not filing your engagement letter. You don't file your engagement letter with the court. You're filing a notice to appear, right? So you're saying, okay, now I have to file this notice to appear. I get what you're saying there. That's a very valid point. But at some point, we're going to see who his attorney is. And we haven't seen it yet through whatever motion or filing is required. So
every single streamer friend in my life, I will never, ever go out of my way to provide charity for any of these people. Because I remember when like Chud Logic was getting dogpiled on some what were at the time like bullshit allegations or whatever. I think I was because I'm one of the only people who come out if somebody's actually getting dogpiled. Like, this is some bullshit. And I came out for Chud. Never ever again will I waste my time doing anything like that. It's so you back somebody up when they don't like when they're nice to you or when they're like friendly with you, but when they are critical of you, you all of a sudden will never back them up again.
So his loyalty, his friendship, his love is strictly conditional.
Yeah, that's completely. His principles are conditional. Spider Bro 499 says, you may be right, but my audience is bigger than yours, and size matters. Big stupid dog for 5 says, blah blah blah. Oh, sorry, I don't want to give that guy any credit. Sorry, I didn't even mean to bring that up. Some people try to dunk. Whatever. You know, I try not to bring people up who defame people expressly, especially small creators. So if you send me a super chat, I'm not going to bring that up. But Sigrun Attorney for 5 says, to be fair, according to Attorney Tom, Legal Eagle is not a real lawyer source. Attorney Tom, fictional lawyer tier list. Yeah, very true. Very true. Let's see. Jordan Kuyoth for 10 says, listening to Destiny talk about things he swears no one else feels like the kid that did not get a gold star. So drew one on a post-it note and said his was the correct one. Yeah. Oh, and thank you, Warranty Void, for the 20 Legal Minds event. Yes. Okay, let's continue here.
Oh my God, it's so gross and crazy.
Because the thing is, when you say grooming, I have a resistance to that, and I have to think, okay, is this just some sort of latent DDG defense mode kicking in? But I think, I guess the thing is for me is I always categorize grooming as in regards to more so children. Do you know what I mean? And it's quite a strong word. But I think I can see what you mean. It's like there's a system at play, bringing people in, they come on stream. There's a sexual.
How is KF able to exist when it only exists to mass harass people? I mean, there's nothing illegal about harassing people. There's nothing really even illegal about doxing people. So
relationship.
We can say he Harvey Weinstein.
Didn't Destiny also cut off Chud because he wouldn't fire his editor? No. What? The issue that I had with Chud,
so
also,
we're
I
gonna
never
have to
cut
stop
anybody
right here.
off. Sometimes
sorry,
because
go ahead.
there are numerous states, a few that I know, that quite literally has cyber harassment and doxing criminal statutes in place. California
California's actually
Florida,
executed theirs,
Georgia,
right?
Texas, even fucking Texas has cyber harassment and doxing statutes in place. Yes, criminal did, excuse me, California, yes, did, I think, had one of the first ones in place. Now, each state defines doxing differently. For instance, doxing in Texas is only the publication or republication of someone's address, be it current or previous, and telephone number. In California, it's defined as the publication or republication of uniquely identifying information, whether or not it's public, to a new audience with intent to cause harm. So, yes, state to state, the definition of doxing harassment might differ, but Destiny was completely wrong. There are, I would say at this point, close to half the states in the United States have harassment and doxing statutes in place that are criminal violations.
So, you know, it's not something that is just completely made up. Sparky says hashtag JonTron always wins. Eric Jimenez, member for 5 months, says Destiny is doing the Ralph loyalty, sweet and salty. You're disloyal. You're disloyal. Yeah, that's what he's doing right now. Jordan says listening to Destiny talk about things I think I got this one. He swears no one else feels like the kid that didn't get the gold star, so he drew one on a post-it note and said it was his. Yeah, got that one. Bad News Badge for 8 says being an expert is not always about what you know, but knowing where to find the answers to what you don't know. This is so true. A CEO doesn't do every single job at the company, but they understand how the job works. They're not the specialist or the technician that does the thing, but they need to understand how it operates because they need to understand how their business runs and all the gears and levers in the business, even if they cannot do it themselves. That's how I often looked at my work as corporate counsel. I need to understand this stuff, but I don't need to do it. I don't need to be the subject matter expert in all of this stuff.
I don't want to do content with people anymore. But the issue that I have with Chud Logic is that Chud Logic hosts the Kiwi Farms equivalent of on Discord, which is Spicy Chat, which is basically another group of people that are obsessed with me.
How does he know so fucking much about Kiwi Farm? This is stuff that I don't even know about Kiwi Farms. Once again, this is showing he pays a lot of attention to this.
About my shit way too much, but it's just like a crazy.
What is this Spicy Chat
like,
shit? This is fucking weird. Like,
yeah. Like it shows an autistic level of detail for people talking about him. I mean, once again, this is why he's got this mental state.
Kiwi Farms Lite, except it exists on Discord, and that's like a community that Chud Logic hosts that I didn't want like any closeness to. So I created, I think, a little bit of space. I didn't ever want to talk to DK. I don't think I cut Chud Logic off because of DK. I don't remember, but yeah, Chud might have cut me off because of DK.
Also, I guess Spicy Chat is not. It's not Kiwi Farms, but he's calling it Kiwi Farms Lite. Okay, well, so he knows about every community that says anything about him. Got it. Adam Wofer for 2 says Ralph, but Nick Ricada said I could break the law. Indeed.
I will say something that is kind of funny too. We have a little behavioral panel, like body language thing. When he talks about the people being obsessed, Spicy Chat being obsessed with him, you can hear him conceal a smile. You can hear the inflection, the raise in your voice when you smile. Like if I smile, you can hear it get higher. You can hear him when he talks about them being obsessed with him.
Okay. Let's continue.
These women, basically. We brought him in and tried to do we all know apparently the consent issue was a consent issue for Destiny. He has consent accidents, apparently. If everything Pixie says is right, like it looks like there's an issue with him not understanding you can't do this. But he does. He uses his power. He uses his prestige. And I know you're not this, but people, Vosh would love this because Destiny's using.
Like I like how there's never, ever been a shred of evidence ever pointing this out in any way, size, shape, or form. But it's always like the predominant narrative, largely because Kiwi Farms pushes it, and everybody that hates me loves to slurp it up. But like
using his power in a position of power, and it's all about power and who controls the power. And this is really one of them. And sure, he sweet talked these women. It's like, oh, I love you. You're great. You're cool. I'm just a silly little gooner. And he used all of that and then took advantage of it. I mean, this, manipulating women like this, he's not the first guy to do this.
No, sure. Just on a side note, with your own perspective on this, are there like debates where you've had like very fractious disagreements with Destiny that like people might try and point to say, well, you're biased against Destiny, you hate the guy?
I've never been on with Destiny, so.
Okay.
I mean, like, I'm sure there's a lot of things we disagree about fundamentally on a political level and maybe philosophical level, but, I mean, like, I'm sure he likes drinking water. I like drinking water. He likes oxygen. I like oxygen. I'm assuming he likes cats and dogs. I like cats and dogs. So there's some common ground.
Sure. And this is something that I've tried to wrangle my head around as a fucking layman. But it's like this idea of you can't talk about something.
He does not like drinking water.
Right?
I've been watching him fucking pound an energy drink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's very suspect.
To me, it seems absurd on the face of it because celebrities will always deny wrongdoing. If
you're unaware, this attorney has a KF account and is active in your thread. Oh, what's his name on QB Farms? I probably read stupid posts by him before because there was a lot of stupid legal analysis in the QB Farms threads as well. I just assumed it was all non-lawyer people.
Once again, he's admitting just full out saying he reads his threads like religiously.
But again, lawyers can be retards. So
yeah, if you can't talk about something.
Hold on, Eric Jimenez. Why don't you want my loyalty, Ethan Destiny? Bald Eagle 1787 says, do you think Destiny is waiting at the last second to get a team to get an extension so he can continue to attack detractors to prove he's right? I don't know. It's not going to be the win he get. Like, how is it a W if he waits the last second to get a legal team? I don't understand how that's like.
I don't think he has any kind of legal strategy or approach to this. I think Sean has hit it on the head. I think Andrew has hit it on the head. This man does not have a legal team. If he did, there would have been a file to appear. And I think I don't think he's taking it seriously. I think he legitimately believes that this will just go away if he stands his ground, so to speak.
True.
Right, to me, it seems absurd on the face of it because celebrities will always deny wrongdoing if they're accused of something. I feel something. I've tried to wrangle my head around as a fucking layman. But it's like this idea of you can't talk about something. Right, to me, it seems absurd on the face of it because celebrities will always deny wrongdoing if they're accused of something. I feel like, without question. Neil Gaiman did it and other examples.
So I already explained this. I don't know if this video went up before or after, but I mean, if you've seen now my statement and everything, now you understand where that came from. Because for me to talk about it means that it's going to be really brutal for the person on the other side of this lawsuit. And it would be nice to avoid that and give them more space to make a statement. But obviously that is not possible because that other person decided that they would rather me do the other things. It's like, okay, well, fuck it then, I guess. But that was the reason why. The more that you attack the other side prior to any kind of stuff being filed, then the less maneuverability both sides have before any actual complaint is filed. He's not going to say that over here. He's going to say, oh, he's innocent.
Like, what is the story there? And how does it fit into how Destiny's claimed that himself?
What do you mean as far as not talking? Destiny not talking about something?
Well, okay, so just a little bit more. So Destiny has said at points, I can't talk about this because it could negatively impact my legal case, but seemingly has spoken about it repeatedly.
Yes.
People keep saying this, spoken about it repeatedly. The question is not speaking anything about anything whatsoever. It's making specific claims about the actual claims of the lawsuit. Like, I'll say shit like, oh, I think these people are being greedy or whatever. Like, oh, I thought you couldn't talk about it. But no, that's not addressing the specific claim. Like, a lawsuit isn't just like, how bad of a guy is this guy? Okay, he's super bad. And now anytime he says anything, it's going to make him even worse. No, it has to do related to like particular causes of action that are going to be.
You shouldn't even talk about it in that amount
he's
of
already
time.
yeah
like
exactly he's already going too deep on
litigation is active or being threatened or whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. It means you should not say anything. If you're asked about it, sorry, can't talk about it, full stop, period. It's not, oh, I think they're being greedy. Oh, I think you should not have Pixie's name or even reference to her in your mouth at all.
Yep, exactly. Get that name out of your mouth. He shouldn't be talking about it pretty much at all. And once again, now he's starting to talk about elements of a crime. He started talking about malicious intent. He's trying to, go into it, and he's picking and choosing, right? He's picking and choosing which he's talking about. He doesn't want to talk about that. He shouldn't be talking about that, and he can't talk about it. But he's trying to jibe Sean for his coverage, or like, and once again, this is a basic overview with a non-lawyer. Chud Logic, as far as I know, is a non-lawyer. So,
if it ever gets as far, which who knows, like,
and I'm guessing as an attorney, I mean, any attorney worth his salt is going to tell you, you better have lips like a statue. Do not talk about this. And Destiny's gonna, if I was Destiny's attorney, I'd be like, you got the Trump stuff, run yourself ragged over Trump, just keep ignoring it. Do not talk about it. It's the best answer for him.
And he's giving him genuinely good advice. Like, Sean is actually like giving him like, that is genuinely good advice to Destiny. Like, just go rage with TDS. You can make so much money just like just feed into your people that hate Trump and just play into that. Go make money. That'll help you pay for lawyers, right? Like, why are you even feeling the need to address people and to clap back at people?
But he can't. He's already talked about it a ton as the situation has unfolded. But yes, from here on out, he should really shut up and not talk about it anymore. Talking about it will not help him. He's not going to talk his way out of it. All he's going to do is make it worse.
It's why. Okay, I don't know why I'm going over this.
It's nothing Sean said there was a lie. Literally everything Sean said there was factual.
Let's say theoretically, let's say that I sue somebody.
He thinks the theoretic.
I'm sorry. He
theoretic.
tried to have a response and he went, I don't even know I'm going over this. You know why you don't know? Because you were just given the most sound advice in the planet.
Literally, Sean gave you sound advice and you don't want to follow it. And you're mad because you don't want to follow advice. And you can't shut up and listen to the advice.
For let's say that I find a white person and I get my black friend to sue that person and I'm going to say, hey, I want you to accuse him of calling you the N-word 450 times while raping your whole family. Okay.
What the fuck is this hypo?
Go ahead and sue him, right? That process could take 1 to 3 years, depending upon everything from start to finish. If the person's cap, theoretically, for damages on some particular action is really low, or if it's not, if on the merits of the case doesn't seem very likely to succeed, the idea that like as a famous person, now if you're not a famous person, if you're just an ordinary person, then yeah, you generally don't say anything. But as a famous person who stands more to lose from the bad publicity than from anything a court could do, there are reasons why you might make a statement, which should be incredibly obvious if you know anything at all about dealing with celebrities or tort.
That's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous statement. You do not need to make a statement, right, at all. You can just literally make the statement that this is a legal issue and it's going to be handled by the lawyers. There's your statement. That's all you need to make. Congratulations. You made a fucking statement, dude. Like, that's it. This is a legal issue. It's going to be handled by the lawyers. This is a legal issue. It's going to be handled in court, right? This is a legal issue. I'll see her in court. That's it. That's your answer. That you don't need more than that. That's all, right? That's it. You don't need to come out and do all these crashing out streams of multiple hours.
When you say stuff like, oh, hey, these types of lawsuits can take 1 to 3 years. Yeah, that can be true, but you also have to consider where is Florida in terms of how fast these lawsuits go through. Found out just now, they're in the top 10 fastest turnover for these kinds of civil lawsuits. So they're up there with California. They're up there with Nebraska, Georgia. Like you are not in a state where it's nice and slow.
Yep. Jordan says a smart man knows what to say. However, a wise man knows when to say nothing at all. So fucking true. Eric Jimenez for 199 says, I'm going to stand my ground like a true Ralph male. Broly BP says 499, being a Destiny orbiter is like heavy people watching 600-pound life. When it comes to miserable and shameful people who hate themselves, he's a champ. That's great. Rolando Feliciano for 5 says, everything Destiny says reminds me of Pochi, Please Shut Up song. That's a good one. And Observer 623 says, is he divulging a fantasy of his? A lot of this stuff with Destiny is projecting his fantasies. Shh. Let's continue.
At best, it
somebody by the way, somebody in the chat asked, what's an orbiter?
I'm going to say right now, that hypothetical was fucking unhinged.
It's completely ridiculous. Somebody asked, what's an orbiter? An orbiter is somebody that follows somebody, and particularly it's used in the content creator circle. So essentially, you might say, if let's say there's a streamer, and they follow everything I do on Legal Mindset, and they post everything I post, and they back me up, and they're watching my clips, etc. That's kind of an orbiter. And especially if they're taking my positions, they're taking my side, they're backing me up, they're kind of the cavalry. That was what you would call an orbiter, right? And especially these larger content creators, they view themselves as the sun. It's very fucking narcissistic. They view themselves as the sun, and they think everything's orbiting them, right? It's kind of weird.
And I will say this too, I've not heard the term orbiter in any content creator circles outside of Destiny, Vosh,
And Hassan.
what's the other guy? Hassan.
Hassan.
Like, those are the only ones I've really heard, oh, he's this orbiter, he's that orbiter. I've never seen that specific term be used outside of that. Like, an argument could be made by that definition that I am one of your orbiters, but I would never use that term, nor would you.
I would never use that term. And once again, I think it's a leftist thing because it's the group think, because, you know, on the left, they assume everybody has to say the same thing. You have to plug in current thing and say the same party line that the Pravda tells you to say. You know, if you're not saying what Kim Jong tells you to say, you're sent straight to the gulag. That's a very group think, communal think way to go. My belief is people should have independent thoughts.
Remember,
and
you either vote for Biden or you're not black.
Exactly.
And don't be mad at me, YouTube. I literally quoted the former president of the United States.
You know, I encourage people to think for themselves. That's why my literal channel is Be Your Own Judge, which might mean you disagree with me on things, which is okay. I have a lot of my followers that disagree with me on things, and a lot of people think I'm wrong about stuff. Some people hate the topics I cover. Some people disagree with my like personal taste, right? You know, maybe you don't like my taste in anime. Maybe you don't like VTubers. I have watchers that are interested in my news and streaming content, my other content, and they don't care for VTubers, right? That's their opinion. They can have their opinions. I mean, they can be wrong, but you know, you're allowed to have dissent. That's okay. It doesn't make you a bad person to not be a clone carbon copy of somebody else. So I think that's why that term orbiter is just so far off. It's so far off. Mazrova Palmer for 20 legal mindset membership.
Yes.
Thank you, Mazrova Palma. Brujo for 5 Aussie says, at this point, even the legendary law professor James Joseph Duane would wire Destiny's jaws shut. Yes, great video by him. Really, really great video. I've played it before. I don't have it pulled up, but it's a great video. Sigrun Eternia for 20 says, schizo theory. Ooh, tinfoil. Destiny heard Rakeda was faced in 25 years, but got off easy, even after yapping about it endlessly. Destiny, remembering he got cooked in a debate by Rakeda, thinks Nick is the smartest lawyer and is emulating.
So wait a minute, because I've seen this reference a couple times. Has Nicholas Rakeda debated Destiny? That
Yes,
happened?
he debated Destiny. That actually happened. That happened. Now, this was before too much cocaine. I think maybe there was just a couple lines at that point, but that did indeed happen. Yeah, Danielle, I remember Danielle was around back then. It did indeed happen. So I mean, that was there's a point
so it was
which,
like every other weekend, not every day.
yeah,
Oh my god,
there was a
that
point
would be
at which,
wild to see.
Ava, I know it's hard for the newer people to believe. There's a point at which Nick did more than passing off his wife in lines, right? There was a point at which he actually did legal content a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. EDW Raptor for 20 legal mind ships and becoming a new member.
I started following him with the Rittenhouse stuff. I mean, he was, I would say he's one of the pioneers of what I consider Lawtube. Like, I don't consider Legal Eagle or those kinds of channels Lawtube, but like Emily D. Baker, you, Law by Mike, Nate the Lawyer, that's Lawtube to me.
I 100% agree with that. Speaking of which.
Hello, Beso Department.
Thank you for the 20 EDW. Sleazy says, I hate some topics, but I'm that guy. Great dude, though. It's true. Sleazy tells me he doesn't like some topics. I don't give a fuck. I'm still doing the topics I want to do because this is my channel, right? Ivanson Nightfall for 50 says, I'm pretty sure Orbiter originates from Beta Orbiter, referring to simps who infatuate themselves with e-girls to an extreme unhealthy degree. Another thing I've also noticed, because I never watched Destiny or Hassan till just now, what always really shocked me is that the leftist streamers use what is right-wing and or red pill terms, which literally came from the manosphere, the red pill community, and the right way, like the right side of things. In like the fact that they use like based, it's like, do you guys like? Do you know where that came? Do you know where like simp came from and like all that stuff? Like that originates over here. That if you're using these terms, it's very interesting to see that. But I guess Beta Orbiter would be would be accurate for Destiny. I mean, that certainly would be accurate. Silbury said, I disagree with the comments you made about business regulation, but you haven't really said anything and we haven't talked about it. Still here. Yeah, well, there you go. And we can debate on business regulation because, you know, I can wake up on a different side of the bed and I can tell you there's certain regulation that's good. And then I can wake up another day and say all regulation must go and we must be totally libertine. There are certain markets and situations where I see, okay, maybe something needs to be done here, right? Whether it's regulatory or whether it's maybe creating a private right of action and creating a way to cheaply bring that private right of action, like a small claims function. There's something that needs to be done to correct certain businesses and areas. VTubing is one, for example, I've talked about, which needs avenues of recourse. There are no avenues of recourse that are reasonable for most VTubers, particularly independent VTubers and people that are abused by Japanese corporations, which makes it very difficult. Brawley BP says, I use Orbiter to describe small men in big.
Disgusting.
I'm really bad at getting halfway through a super chat and then reading the end of it. Tatsumi for 5 says, to see leftists agreeing on everything, just look at how many Democrats broke party lines in a controversial confirmation hearings like RFK or Cash. It's true. It's very true. And once again, I'm not saying everybody believes everything. That's true. And everyone's like always totes the party line. There are situations where they can break it, but I think it's just more, if you talk about where is it more common, it's very fair to say that communal thinking is more common on the left and right, and that's just part of their basic principles, right? Is the communal nature, right, of their policies and principles.
I would say, I will say a restatement. I would actually say that online, it is more common for the left to engage in that, but in person, it's more common, especially in rural areas and stuff, for the right to do that in person now. In person, right? Versus online, right? Spider Bros for 199 said, disagree with you twice. Still here. Yeah, absolutely. Sleazy says, I still pay you. I would say both sides do it, but they have different mediums in which they engage in that. Correct. Since I still pay you, though, what it's been 2 years on locals. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much. Let's not forget the Go East help. You're a good dude. Thank you so much. Appreciate that, Sleazy. Glad you had a good time when you were over here visiting Asia. It was fun. Has no effect, but that's going to be really that's the best case scenario. The more likely scenario is he's not going to help himself, and the more you talk, those are now more things that her attorneys, they get the download, they can hold on to, and Destiny tries to go, I never said that. Like, and then this is what you just said, and now he's going to have to explain that. So that's why you don't talk about it. The more you talk, the more. You know, our job is to figure out how to use your words against you, if we can. Sure. Can you just explain the discrepancy? Because you're saying that a legal person will say, don't speak on this. But then, like say, Neil
these don't even seem to be good faith attempts to disagree with you. No, it's just like another character assassination arc. How is this a character assassination to just say, don't talk without a lawyer? Everybody does. Whatever, anything to...
statement, releases a statement and says, I've never done anything non-consensually. So how does that spin out? I'm sure he probably cleared that through PR and the legal team. Right. But he's also not online, or he's not in the media all the time. Like, he's not talking all the time. Like Destiny talks 5-6 hours a day, every day. And if it's a limited thing, that's sometimes. But even then, a lot of attorneys will say, "Sorry, we're not saying nothing." And sometimes that's a better idea. But for somebody like him, PR might be involved, and they might have their own ideas. But there's no guarantee that's the right answer either. I mean, I've never had to deal with somebody that big, but I always tell my clients, like, just shut up. You gain nothing by talking.
Oh, hey, good job. You've never dealt with any large clients before. Then that's fine. Then why?
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. What is he trying to say? Hold on.
No guarantee that's the right answer either. I mean, I've never had to deal with somebody that big, but I always tell my clients, like, just shut up. You gain nothing by talking.
Oh, hey, good job. You've never dealt with any large clients before. Then that's fine. Then why?
I've dealt with corporations that could fucking crush Destiny. Destiny looks like a little fucking peanut chode compared to the budget of corporations I've represented, and they know better than that.
Oh god,
right?
Destiny would be obliterated. But here's what he's actually saying. He's saying, because big clients are represented, big clients tend to talk. And so because Sean has never had a client that big who's that stupid, that's somehow a gotcha. No, Destiny, you could be as big as the goddamn sun. As long as you fucking don't say anything, it doesn't matter the size of our clients.
Right. In fact, just a general strategy is, if you acknowledge something, it's basic, whether no matter how big you are, but if you're bigger and you acknowledge somebody smaller, which is specifically why if I have smaller people, because I have small little annoying people that try to defame me or attack me, and I have on principle, I don't mention them or talk about them, because you are giving them power and attention and you're incentivizing that behavior. Like we talked about, people will pay attention to it. People will, it like, gets people riled up. If you just ignore it, which you always can do, it's fine. And big companies can do that. Disney does that, right? They do that all the fucking time, where you'll tell them that you'll ask them something and they ignore you. How do I know that? Because I spent time Disney dealing with the other side of them. And I also did that on my side when I was representing Universal Studios.
Just a few months ago, they were trying to enforce an arbitration clause of Disney Plus to try to dismiss the wrongful death suit for that old guy whose wife died being served food she was allergic to and expressed that she was allergic to. And they're like, oh, well, you signed this arbitration agreement when you signed up for that Disney Plus thing. No one talks about that, but it is one of the recent things that happened with Disney. But that's the thing. These events, these discussions, they crop up and they might have a week worth of traction. If you don't talk about it within that week, it won't be talked about.
Correct. And if you just let it go, it's going to slide, because the news cycle moves so fast. There'll be something else, but literally Destiny is giving us content. All these people don't realize what they're doing. Johnny Somali makes the same mistakes, right? He's like, oh yeah, great, I've died down in the algorithm. And then literally he makes news about himself to make himself trend in the algorithm, to get himself going again, so that when his trial starts, it's like, oh yeah, now the judge and the prosecutors are on it and they want to punish you severely. Like, it's just people keep digging themselves in because they are addicted to the clout.
It's
and the
literally
attention.
that meme where they're riding on a bike and it's a streamer and it says something controversial with a stick. They freaking jam it in the spokes, fall. Why would legal mindset do this to me? Exactly.
For putting the stick in their own spoke. Let's see here. What a fook is this? Says Destiny seems to think he's that guy, the MC, the outlier, main character syndrome. Yeah. What happens to the vast majority won't happen to him. He's thought that during his joke of a marriage, the election, and he's thinking that now. Yeah, and he's thinking he's such a big fucking client. He's so big. He's so powerful. He has so much fucking money. He's bigger than Bezos. He's bigger than Elon. He's bigger than Trump. He's bigger than everybody in the world. He's the number one. He's the richest, most powerful, biggest client there's ever been everywhere. Yeah, Destiny, bro. Natasha for 5 says large. If that still frame showed average at best with no skill. Yeah. Kai for 5 says, with what's going on with Hassan and Steven, do you see the left-wing influencers crashing by the end of the year? Also, link to Goonbait VTuber, please. I don't know what you're talking about. But that said, with Hassan and Steven, I think that they've taken permanent brand damage. They probably have brain damage, but brand damage. And also a lot of the leftist streamers have been defunded because, well, their funds are drying up. I'm not saying it's USAID necessarily, but it's awfully a coinkydink that they're having funding problems and these people are disappearing as these government funds are cut off. It's really weird how that stuff is tied. It's really weird. It's crazy, right? It's so crazy that in 6 months, it'll probably be conclusively proven true. Let's continue.
Opine on this.
The people who believe you are going to believe it. The people who don't believe you aren't going to read that statement and go, oh, wait, so he didn't do it. I guess he didn't do it.
Just remember, I personally don't believe in coincidences.
Yeah. No, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Sure. So from your perspective, then, as a legal expert, you would say that it's unlikely.
By the way, someone in the chat said, "Do you not understand the difference between liberal and leftist?" Yes, I do, but sometimes I think people can misapply these labels to themselves. So, I get what people try. Oh, I'm a classical liberal or I'm a leftist, right? We can get into that like political dichotomies later. I think basically just sorting it for the purpose of this, or more right-wing leaning or more left-wing leaning, because that generally is how things play out in a bi-party system in America, right? These are Americans. It's the American system. So, let's not go into terminology hell here for the next
It is
hour.
in our nature to try to label things and categorize them because we're humans. But I will say, in reality, the political spectrum is more a circle than a straight line, and you can lean so far left you end up right, or vice versa. Okay, so really when I say leftist or liberal or anything, I tend to say far left because that's what they're identifying as. But these are just generalized terms, and I think you guys generally know that there's more nuance to it than just reducing the terms to, oh, you called me a liberal and I'm a leftist. Like, we know what we're talking about here.
Well, yeah, we get it. Well, we 100% get it. You know, it's all right. Let's continue this. We're almost done here.
Likely that the legal team are going to be satisfied or happy with how he's talking about this.
I mean, I'm sure they probably. Well, that's assuming he has a legal team. I mean, what does he have? Who knows? I mean, that's the big thing there. He says he's talking to his team. I mean, are you really? Like, you know, that's the other issue. So I can't imagine any attorney who's watching this and saying, "Oh, this is good," because watching him talk about this is terrifying. If I'm trying to defend him.
That's interesting, actually, because there's one point in his recent, like yesterday's stream, when he spoke about this a bit more, and I think he said something like, "I've gone with a more aggressive legal team." Like, does that mean anything to you?
I mean, he may have tried to get some attorneys who are like hard chargers and fire breathers, but we'll go online to the Pacer filings, because that's the federal court stuff. I'll send you a link. I don't know if you've ever used it before. You can find the federal court thing where everything that gets put, it's all done electronically. So the day it happens, it's up. We'll see if an attorney enters an appearance because he's got 21 days to respond from the 18th. In between that time, if he retains counsel, they'll enter their appearances. So we'll know he's got a legal team. We'll know what's going on. But
which is what he said repeatedly, and Destiny is like cringed about. Once again, I really don't understand how he got like 20 minutes of like fighting a notice to appear being a thing.
Now I'm assuming he's probably full of shit. I don't think he's got a legal team because I just can't imagine it at this point.
I mean, maybe that sounds insane. I mean, but I don't know. He wouldn't
be the first guy. I mean, to be fair, when Pixie said I'm gonna get legal counsel, I thought, don't talk about it.
Yeah, I guess the last thing I'll say, a lot of these guys are fuck. No, I don't want to sound like an elitist.
Oh, is he gonna defame them? What's going on here?
What's the term, penny lawyer or whatever?
Penny lawyer? Okay, that's where it sounds
I don't want to sound like an elitist, but I'm gonna give it my best try.
What the fuck are you? Because you're not a lawyer, so what the fuck are you? If you're a penny, are you like a what are you, like a food stamp lawyer? Like, what the fuck are you? You're a non-lawyer, so what is that? You gotta
You know what? He should have gone into his infinite knowledge base and he should have said, "Hey, penny lawyer," you know?
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. I haven't even used that. I haven't ever used that term in my life.
I mean, as long as we're making absolutely fucking ridiculous statements, I haven't heard the term penny lawyer like almost ever. I think I've heard it once.
Yeah, is it supposed to be like? Does that mean like a strip mall lawyer? Is that what he's trying to say? Like a really shitty strip mall lawyer?
Lawyers are like restaurants.
Just trying to make like a fucking lawyer joke, bro.
If you go into a restaurant and somebody hands you a menu,
now I'm just
and
a
they have
simple
like
country lawyer, but I'm gonna make an analogy here that lawyers are like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get, especially if you're Destiny.
Yeah, let's play that.
If you go into a restaurant and somebody hands you a menu and they have like 700 different items to choose from, none of them are probably going to be that good. If you
go to the fuck are you talking about, bro?
A restaurant and you want a really good restaurant, they probably specialize on a certain type of food. It might be the case that you're at one restaurant that specializes in steak, and then you want really, really, really good sushi. You probably wouldn't go to the same steakhouse and see what they have on the sushi menu. You'd probably go to a place that specializes in sushi, unless you're going to IHOP or Denny's or something.
Yeah, then he literally just gave an example. He literally,
it's fucking amazing.
He literally just gave an example.
I see the attempt and argument he's trying to make, but it falls flat on its face.
It's an appeal to specialization. Once again, it's eliminating the reality that you do need generalists, right? There's a place for generalists and specialists in the law, and in most professions, you need to have both generalists and specialists. You need a combination of both. They are important in many different aspects. A specialist cannot see the forest for the trees. They're autistically focused on one branch of the specific tree, right? They cannot see the forest. You do need somebody who can see the forest. That is ultimately important, especially in business, especially if you're running a successful large business. You cannot just look at, oh my God, this one specific sales regulation, and you stop everything in your entire business because they're changing the regulation on paper straws. So you close down your fucking restaurant. No, you don't do that. You look, okay, there's just one thing. What's the scope of our
Oh
liability?
my god, they're
What's our
getting rid of
exposure?
red dye number 4. Let's fucking shut everything down for half a year.
Exactly. Like there's a reason to go to the generalist. There's a reason to go to the restaurant that has a lot of options. Because maybe you don't know what the fuck this other person wants to eat, and they want to, they want to eat a bunch of things, or they want to have a broader choice. They don't want to just eat fucking sushi, bro. So yeah, there's a place for everybody in that content. And frankly, at the end of the day, he doesn't even have a restaurant. He's eating out of the fucking dumpster, which is his fucking chat. So that is a garbage fire. That was the Destiny reacting video. I can successfully say that Lawtube took 0 L's there. The only L is my IQ for having listened to that, because I am now a dumber
If
person.
we're talking about restaurants and legal teams, Destiny's supposed legal team is at most a Waffle House legal team.
That's slandering Waffle House. Okay, that's slandering Waffle House. Let's get some of these chats here. Wolfspade says, has he never been to a Chinese joint? Hundreds of options. Literally, if I step down, I have a restaurant in my, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to post the, no, it's not, that might dox me. That'll dox me. I don't want to dox my location. I was going to post the menu that I have in the 24-hour downstairs restaurant that has literally dozens and dozens, probably over 100, maybe
go
200.
there and just tell us how many menu items are on there. Don't show us the menu, but just tell us the number of menu items. It should be on the bottom.
Hey Destiny, it's nuts. It's nuts. Alex Blackfoot, something cop at Denny's proceeds to tweak out. This is not a Ricada. This is turning into Ricada Part 2. It is. It really is. Iked says Penny Lawyer. He's been searching on Google. Marksman 117 says Hassan did start as a bro professor from the Red Pill. Wait, is that true? Chat. Did Hassan start as bro? Like what is that? Is that satire?
No way. Is that true? Holy shit! Hold on, I have to look that up. Hold on.
What? Huh? That. Okay, I did not know that. I don't know the Hassan lore at all. As people are saying, it's real. Okay, I don't know what the fuck about this at all. He was a bro type pickup artist. Bro, for Young Turks, that's cringe as fuck. It is. Holy shit! Wow.
Here we are. I found him. Hassan Dogan Piker, born 91, also known as Nabi, is a Turkish-American online streamer, YouTuber, influencer, and left-wing political commentator. When he started during like Vine and kind of stuff, it was straight up. He was a bro. He was like an Andrew Tate bro. What the fuck?
Oh, what the fuck? This like weird ass like photo here. This like bricked ass photo. What is this shit? Like, bro, what is this? No way. Okay, I don't even want to look at this right now. This is warping my mind, right? Holy shit. This is blowing my mind. Well, that also, but let me say that explains where the terminology comes from. So that explains like how a lot of these words filtered in when they come off as weird from like self-avowed communists. So Triple J6. By the way, a lot of people pass this up, but on trash with the Trash Taste episode that Hassan did, he literally said he was going to go meet with the Japanese Communist Party, which I'll just leave that hanging out there as his like purpose for being in Japan. Triple J26 for 10 says Destiny is like a dense MC in a manga that is unaware of the problems going on by his own actions, where things get bad to the point where he ends up in his own little NTR dojin breaking his mind. He's like, I wouldn't say the main character. He's like that side character that doesn't get it, like the self-righteous person that's got the justice sword, but they don't realize it's a cursed item. I was watching, what anime was that? Where it was maybe it was that Shield Hero. I think it was Shield Hero, where there's the one hero that's got like the cursed bow, and he doesn't realize it's a cursed bow. He thinks it's like the bow of justice, and he's like secretly helping the slavers, even though he thinks he's not.
Oh my god! You know what it actually reminds me of, and this might date me a little bit or make me like I love shonen anime, but in Dragon Ball Super, which I watched Dragon Ball Z, I watched some of Dragon Ball, but I grew up with Dragon Ball Super. So Dragon Ball Super, there's this tournament of power where they're trying to get all the best characters, right? And
Sure, sure.
Yamcha is constantly hanging around trying to get an invite, but he doesn't get invited. And so he manages to make it up and says, I retired and they know I wouldn't want to go out of retirement in order to like he's just Yamcha. Destiny is the Yamcha of bread tubers, basically.
I like that. Yamcha of bread tubers. James Michael Doyle for 5 says, by the way, if any of you can get me a good weeb alert or a nerd alert react, I would really appreciate that. If you can email me one, I would love that. James Michael Doyle, Canadian 5. How do you guys immerse yourselves in this level of stupid all day, every day, not lose IQ points or hope in the human race or the will to survive? Well, no, actually, it helps to have Ava on because like we as a chat, like us together here and chat with you guys, we're all realizing this is stupid. We all have an IQ that is higher than means we're above, Destiny in his chat, and we're all able to see how stupid this is. And that does give me hope for humanity, that there are still people out there that realize that stupid is stupid and this makes no fucking sense. Like if you use your brain and you listen, it's clear that what Sean was saying was reasonable.
Peer reviewing this, and as a group, thank God we are recognizing the stupidity that is on display here.
Yeah, apes together strong. Yes. Triple J says that's rude even to Yamcha. Bro, how you going to do Yamcha like that? Crumpets for 5 says you don't need a specific restaurant to know not to cross-contaminate.
Guys, like, listen, I can make an actual case that Destiny and Yamcha are the same person because Yamcha got broken up with Bulma for cheating on her. We've begun the nerd tangent. But yeah, no, I'll read this one again for €5. You don't need a specific restaurant to know not to cross-contaminate or what an order looks like. Exactly. Like I'm explaining how you order in the restaurant. Sean is literally explaining like when you walk into a restaurant, you need to find a table. And Destiny's like, what is he talking about? Blah, 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 blah. Does he even know what a table is? I bet he ate the table. Like he's making a bunch of shit up. Like he's like, you need to sit down at the table. And he's flipping out and spurging out over him saying you need to sit down at a table in a restaurant. He's like, you have to be a sushi specialist. If you aren't a Japanese sashimi specialist from Kyoto, you can't talk about that. Yeah. And it's fucking weird. Ryobi says, "Don't you dare!" Actually, I say this is a little bit of a better analogy. It's like Destiny has bought a restaurant, and Sean, as someone who has experience in the industry, it's saying, "Hey, you should probably get a chef." And he goes, "Well, fucking, what are you talking about? You don't have any idea this kind of specializations." Dude, you don't even have a chef. Worry about specializations when you actually have someone making the food.
Correct. Everybody in the chat is saying Yamcha is better than Destiny. Oh, that's great. What? Legal Mindset hates tables canceled. Let's see here. Too late. Max already found you. I know. I do have Max Mora to deal with. Observer 623 for $2 says, as a Georgia native, how dare you, elf? How dare you? Adam Wolford for 5 says, Destiny's legal team from Taroom, no faith in winning. Yeah, some dust flew on my mic. All right. And then we've got some locals, which by locals is kind of degenerate, but I think I can show all this stuff. Let me see. How does this pull up? I'll just put it over here in this window. Okay. We've got for $1, Repton says, Florida man about to commit a crime. See-through metal for $1. It happened. The golden shower. And then Repton for $1 saying Canada's self-defense is basically non-existent, considering you have to use reasonable force, which is basically zero tolerance at school, does not protect people. Yeah, most other countries outside the United States do not have robust self-defense laws. There are certain exceptions. And of course, I'm an American attorney, so I don't know all the laws of the whole world, right? Sorry, guys. I'm admitting I'm a failure as a lawyer because I don't know every country in the world's laws. But from my understanding of most self-defense laws, they're very weak outside the United States. And, once again, I think that's coupled with our Second Amendment rights. I think Second Amendment rights and self-defense go hand in hand. If you don't have the right to self-defense, then a lot of the 2A, the power of the 2A is taken away, which was the importance of the Kyle Rittenhouse case. Because if you can't ever use your firearm, then it's kind of negating a lot of the Second Amendment there. Let's see here. Destiny #1, Johnny Somalia, probably. Yeah, that's true, JP. That's true. Wooden Nickel Lawyer. I have heard Wooden Nickel Lawyer. I have heard that one. Ava, do you have anything coming up or anything you want to announce? And thank you for being here. Always appreciate you. Give you a little 5 seconds for lag here.
No, I just do my normal stream 1 p.m. PST to 3 p.m. Monday, Wednesday, Friday I do gaming, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays, like today is Thursday, right? So I'm doing a React stream today in like a couple hours. But yeah, I don't have anything actual specific going on. I am a chaos child just drifting aimlessly through the universe.
Cool. Well, that's always awesome. If you guys want to follow Ava, want to follow the legal Lolly, right? Who sometimes I'll have on here. I'm very happy you came on today with me to extend this to a 3-hour stream. It was very fun. I typically don't get this much yapping in. I know the people that want me to make 15-minute clips are going to be very, very mad today, but fuck them. But thank you for coming on, guys. Go follow Ava. She's also on X as well. Elpire Ava, I'll put her, after this ends, I'll put her information in the description. So you'll be able to go there and click that. But until next time, guys, stay based. And we know that Steven is indeed.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard.